All right. Up here. Perfect. As always, if you can hear me, put the 1. If you can't hear me, or I should say if you can hear me, put the 1. If you can't, press the 2. All right. Okay. Whew. Just finished up the commentary for you guys too, so it'll be up. Oh, well, it's processing right now, so most likely during a halftime, but if not halftime, directly after the game. Right. And here we go. There's the kickoff. If you have not tuned in already, tune to NBC. Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Buffalo Bills, and we're live in Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2019 NFL Week 15 Sunday Night Football primetime game highlight commentary as the Pittsburgh Steelers host the Buffalo Bills, and we're live in Hold My Nugget Studios. We're also live on the Hot Mic app, and if you have not downloaded it already, we're also up on the Play Store now. So it's not only for the Apple iPhone. You can get it on your Android as well. If you have not already downloaded, click those links in the description. And, tune in live on Hot Mic. Okay. Let's make sure that YouTube is up. Hot Mic. Syncing it. My volume higher so you can hear me. As Buffalo has the ball from the 10-yard line. Josh Allen taking the snap. Passing formation, looking right, dumps it off. Pass nearly picked off, but it's caught for a Buffalo Bills first down. And they will be moving the chains. Okay. Right. So I could just see both of the chats together here. All right. How about them Cowboys? Big time win. Play action fake. Josh Allen over the middle connects with his man. The ball squirts out at the last second, but Buffalo falls back on it. They said he was down by contact. All right. Sure. Here we go. 2nd and 2. Handoff to, is that Frank Gore for a pickup of about 2? Enough for a first down. Ageless wonder Frank Gore, number 3 all-time rushing in the National Football League. History, that is. We saw a little bit of history earlier this year when Adrian Peterson, I should say about earlier today. Adrian Peterson tied Walter Payton all-time 4th for rushing touchdowns, and he surpassed Curtis Martin for 5th all-time in rushing yards. So that's great for the history of football. And in Hot Mic, we've already got up to 251 likes. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. I'll be getting to you guys in a little bit. Right. Okay. 2nd and 10. I'll get to a shout-outs in just a little bit. Remember, if you're watching on Hot Mic, hit that like button and also hit that tweet. Here comes the pass rush. Josh Allen throws it right into the ground. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in on YouTube right now. We've got 147 in the room, 25 likes. Let's get those likes past 100. All right, let's go down the list in Hot Mic. Scott, what's going on? Darian, Tyson, Jason, Nick, Sharon, Jamal, Sergeant McMuffin, Frank, Cornelius, Robert, Memphis, Miles, Carl, Kyle, Anthony, William, Shadow, Nestor, Noble, Xavier, Desmond Edmond, Armstrong, Ahmed, Shadow, Eric, Emmanuel, Soul Reaper, Jeff C., Xavier, Shadow Kages, James, Will, Jonathan. Everybody is in the building. What is going on? Noble Knight Tony, how is it going? We had a neutral zone infraction on Pittsburgh. I'll be getting to YouTube right after this third down play. Oscar, how's it going? You've got a good number of people in the building. Shout out to everybody who tuned in on Twitter World. Gap Tooth Assassin, as always, glad to have me here for Sunday Night Football. I'm happy to be here too. Almost ain't make it. I literally just finished the commentary about 3 minutes right before kickoff. Josh Allen looking towards his left, connects with Singletary, but tackled immediately by Mark Barron. And there's going to be probably only a gain of about one or maybe no gain at all, as Buffalo's going to be forced to punt on their opening possession. Pittsburgh now doing the New England jingle. Every time they win the toss, they go and they defer until the second half. And here it worked out in their favor as Mark Barron makes the stop. This vaunted Pittsburgh Steelers defense, which is ranked top 5 in the league. I believe they are number 5, going up against this Buffalo Bills front, which can move the football on the ground effectively. Let's see how this game plays out. But Buffalo's defense is ranked number 2 or 3. I believe it might just be 3. So let's see how Pittsburgh's offense can respond. Fair catch called by Deontay Johnson at the 16-yard line, and coming to the field is Devlin Hodges, wearing the color rush, the vaunted color rush jerseys that have been very beneficial for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And us Pittsburgh Steelers fans, we know that when they put on that color rush, they have a high chance or a higher propensity to walk away with a W. So we'll see what happens as they come onto the field for the very first drive. CC2K, what's going on? You're in the building. Hunter Thomas, what's going on? Zay is in the building. WY Diggy in the house. James H. King in the building. Elijah Gregory in the building. How's it going? Packers Nation 12, big time win, eliminating the Chicago Bears. That actually reminds me, I didn't put any AB in the commentary. Yeah, I should have put some AB. You know what? Tuesday is going to be heavy AB. You're going to see a lot of AB. All right? Now, let's get to the YouTube chat room. I apologize for you guys. Been some time. Let's start from what I can see. Trenton Wardman, Tanu Marie, Supreme Kai, Zim85, Alexander, CJ, Tim Harris, Danica Shuck, as always, Candace Leach, that one guy, 123, David Box, Luke Krausen, David with an E, 10, how's it going? Lady Q, 1502, Steelers Nation Hoodlum, how's it going? Let's go Steelers. Joe Blow, Rohan, Tevin, Supreme Kai again, Manuel, how's it going? Kings Grumpy, Ryan Clear, Mr. GameCube, CJ, Christopher Wallace, Drew Dennis, Dave Frost, John Lugo, Gary Allen. Is that Danes with an X? Evan Cross. Gold Robin, Anime in the Day Dude, R. Potter, Jet My Jaguar, Nigel Burnett, Distraught Jangster, JDC, Tevin as always, DJ Carter, Matt Haynes, Javon Parker, King Drew, Alex McNeil, Chargers Love, Disner Moreno. How is it going? Everybody's in the building. Cat's Wild Adventures. Hobo Steve, as always. What's going on, Hobo Steve? Henry Carvat. Q Fool. Spirit DJ, the Yorkster. Josh Ubany. Xavier Dawson. Tyler. The Hawk. The Phenomenal 11. How is it going? Big time game. Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh. Sasquatch. How's it going? Shavang Patel. Thanks for tuning in. Daniel Gullery, thank you for tuning in. The Token One, how's it going, brother? Samaj Rogers, Here we go. First play for the Pittsburgh Steelers from the 15. Handoff to the returning James Conner. Cuts to the outside. Got a couple of blocks. Picks up a first down. Gain of 13 yards. Moving the chains for the Pittsburgh Steelers. James Conner first game back in, I believe, about 3 or 4 games. No, it must have been 3 games. The last game that he was here was when they lost on Thursday night against the Cleveland Browns. It's been 3 games since then, and here he is returning. Unfortunately, Juju Smith-Schuster still is out with a bum knee, but you got one of your Pro Bowlers back from injury. And Pittsburgh moving the chains early, but we saw Buffalo move the chains on their first drive as well. Can Pittsburgh keep the momentum against this great Buffalo Bills defense? Handoff once again, positive yardage to James Conner. Pickup of about 3, setting up 2nd and 7 from what should be the 35 or 36-yard line. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the same lineup at receiver as we saw last week. The most tenured Steeler as a skilled position, or I should say from the wide receiver position, is James Washington. And this is only his 2nd year. So this is an extremely young offense with the exception of that offensive line. So can these young guys get it done? Dominic puts 199 on it, says Epstein didn't kill himself. Pass out of the reach of Deontay Johnson is going to set up a 3rd and 8 situation for Devlin Psyduck Hodges, who is undefeated as a starter thus far. Remember, he stepped in to relieve Mason Rudolph on 2 different occasions, but thus far 3-0 as a starter. 71% is his completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 2 INTs, 682 yards, and a passer rating of 103. Code Killer says, do you think the 49ers should have went for it on 4th and 2? You're damn right. But hell of a win for the Falcons. 3rd and 8 from the 34-yard line. Devlin Hodges takes the snap. He's got some time. He can use his legs here, but he does not. Throws it towards its left. It's caught by Deontay Johnson right in front of Sean McDermott, who went to college at, I believe it was William and Mary, with his adversary across the field that just so happens to be Mike Tomlin. You talk about a big-time pass. That was a great pass, great touch pass by Devlin Hodges, looking towards his left, caught by Deontay Johnson. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning into the live stream, you're wondering why you're not seeing the game. What you got to do is sync my commentary to your television live on the Hot Mic app. If you have not downloaded the app already, do me a favor, download that app. I am putting the links in the chat room right now. If you're tuned in on YouTube, it is live on the Play Store now, so you can tune in on your Android devices. Pass incomplete over the middle, targeting Jones, is going to set up a 2nd and 10 situation. And now they're introducing the Buffalo defense, which is ranked, I believe, once again at 5th in the NFL. Very good defense against the run. Last week, you did see them take away Mark Ingram for the most part, where he only got 50 yards on the ground. Lamar Jackson only had about 40. That's not to say that that makes them some sort of scrubs, at least in Baltimore's case when it comes to running the football. But for a team that's averaging well over 170 to only be held to about 100 and some change says that they can't shut down your run. Direct snap to James Conner. Pickup of positive yardage. Once again, he protects the football, but there is a flag on the play. Currently, the score sits at 0-0. Here are your links in the chat room right here. Download the Hot Mic app. It is on the Android now. So on the iPhone, on the Android, use the promo code Adonis and get this commentary in your house. Illegal motion on Devlin Hodges is going to bring back that gain of about 4. Deron Johnson says, what's up, Adonis? This is going to be a good game here. The Bills are going to win. Well, we'll see in due time. There's Hodges in motion. Evidently, it was an illegal motion. Maybe there was no signal for him to move. Carl Lindsay says, tap on Chiseled and sync button pops up. Well, that's magnificent. That is how you sync it to your television. Thank you for educating the individuals in there how to sync. We're up to about 2,000 likes on Hot Mic right now. Let's see if we can get it to 3,000. We're up to 92 on YouTube. Let's see if we can get that higher. James Conner with a magnificent spin move. You kidding me? Beyblade, let it rip. There could have possibly been a face mask here, but evidently there was no flag that was thrown. Pickup of absolutely nothing, setting up once again a 3rd and long situation for Devlin Hodges. Sean McDermott trying to take his team back to the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. If you recall, when Buffalo went to the playoffs 2 years ago, it was their first time since 1999. So they've been in the postseason one time this side of the millennium. And let's take one look to see what will happen here on third down at the 40-yard line, or possibly the 39 and a half. 3rd and 14 position for Devlin Hodges. Takes the snap, 4-man rush. Decent protection. Hodges going deep. Magnificent spiral, but it's intercepted by the Buffalo Bills. Tre'Davious White takes it down, feet inbounds at the 25-yard line. It is going back the other way. Early interception for a young quarterback like Devlin Hodges. One has got to wonder how he'll bounce back from this. Will he allow this to rattle him? He's played on Sunday night before. You saw him come out and play against the Los Angeles Chargers, but the Chargers are not the Buffalo Bills. Can he bounce back? But great interception for the Buffalo Bills, taking that football out of Heinz Field, taking it out of the ketchup, putting it inside of Buffalo Wild Wings, and saying, well, it's 60-cent wings on Wednesday, or I should say it's 60-cent wings on Tuesday, but it's going to be free intercepting footballs on a Sunday night. Andrew Penalosa says, hey, Adonis, I finally have the app. Thank you. Thank you for downloading it. Tony Zimmerman tuning in says, follow this man. I appreciate you. Hoodies A in the building says, Android going crazy. Loading is in the building. Yang Vang says, you know what time it is with Chiseled Adonis, Al Michaels, and Chris Collinsworth 3. And I can't really see the rest of the tweet. I guess I got to go to Twitter to see that. Net Strike says, I finally got you on Hot Mic. I appreciate you. TJ Blaze, Bitter Samurai in the building. David Radler, Derek Stewart. We're live on Hot Mic, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in if you have not already. You send out another tweet. Let the people know. Oh, the processing just finished. So let me send this to my my phone. Process it over there and then send it to YouTube. This is great. Oh no. Did this just cut out? What just happened? What just happened? Am I still going? What just happened? I think the camera just shut off. The camera just shut off. Okay. Get this. Figure out what just happened. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second. What just happened here? Wait a minute. Camera just cut out. Some apparent reason. Figure out why that is. Should still be going. There we go. Am I back up now? I'm not sure why the camera cut out. Give me a second. It should be back up now. Sorry about that. We should be good now. Is it returned? Should have returned. Right? What's this? Body just froze. Sure, we're still good here. Am I back? Can you see me? Put the 1 if you can see me. If you can see me, press 1. Press 1 if you can see me in the YouTube chat room. If you can see me on Hot Mic, press 1. Just so I know. Are we good? All right, we're good. We're good. Okay. All right, magnificent. Deron Freeman says, Adonis EXE has loaded. Yes, indeed. It appeared I might have just gotten deleted. Who knows? But, oh, boy, that was kind of bizarre. Somebody unplugged my controller and then, matter of fact, no, not even unplugged my controller. They kicked my N64. If you remember growing up in those days when you had the N64 running, somebody would kick it or something like that. All of a sudden, the entire game would just freeze, but you'd have to turn off the console and turn it back on. 2nd and 6. John Brown catches the reception right at the first down marker, moving the chains for the Buffalo Bills to what I believe to be the 35-yard line. 8 minutes left to play in the first quarter. We're still scoreless. Josh Allen, look at that. Look at his feet. Look at the posture. That's good quarterback play right there. Jay Mears says, yo, this man's voice is funny as hell. I appreciate that. Coleslaw Beasley, probably watching how the Cowboys walked away with that big-time W a little bit earlier, but he doesn't care because they walked away with the W a little bit earlier last week. And here we go. Let me just process this to my phone just so I could get that commentary up for you by at least maybe by halftime. I would hope it could be by halftime, but most likely it's going to be right after the game. Oh, boy. Wow. Drew Brees' Jesus retirement coming soon. I can't necessarily say it's coming soon. Ultra Instinct puts $1.99 on it. Says, who you got in the trash bowl? Cowboys or Eagles? I got the Eagles. Devin Singletary, pickup of about 4 yards on the play, tackled by, that appears to be Devin Bush. And the Bills marching down the field. I'm curious to see how Pittsburgh's offense will bounce back, but their defense is on the field as of right now. Hopefully they can go out there and get a stop. William Wilson asks, what's my prediction for Week 17 between the Seahawks and the 49ers? I got the Seahawks winning. I've gone on the record and said the Seattle Seahawks will beat the 49ers twice and win the division. I did not foresee the 49ers losing today, though. Josh Allen, tons of time, 3rd and 4, pass over the middle. It's dropped by Cole Beasley. It appears the punt team will have to come out once again. Cole Beasley's walking to the sideline, probably looking at his hands, asking himself, what happened to my hands? And ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the Hot Mic app. It is now up on the Play Store for Android phones. I myself have the Hot Mic app. I'm looking at it as we speak. Download the Hot Mic app. It's absolutely free. Use the promo code Adonis. It's there on the left-hand side of your screen. Get tuned in. Sync it to your television so you don't got to listen to Chris Collinsworth every single second talk about, now here's a guy. You don't got to hear Al Michaels solely slide in or slide out or start talking about Thanksgiving turkeys in December. You can listen to your favorite commentator, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. Tune in live on Hot Mic. Sync me to your television. And, go and download the app. It's absolutely free. As I said before, you can get your friend's phone, get your parents' phone. Now, if you're doing it for the iPhones, now you can grab it for the Android phones and give the app a download. Jay Mears says, can I be a Steelers fan? Well, that's entirely up to you. But I'd say this much. You can't consider yourself a Steelers fan until you get about like 5 years in. I guess that's how fandom counts for me now. It sounds absolutely asinine and ludicrous, but damn it, I said it. All right. Pope Bob Bum Man says, oh my Lord, Cole Beasley, go to the sideline, accept your Orochimaru award. You are correct. Reggie 96 says, Eli is the GOAT, back at 500 win percentage. That is a very antithetical sort of statement. You're saying the complete antithesis of what it is you're trying to say. You can't be a GOAT with a 500% win percentage. That's ridiculous. Do me a favor. Go in the bathroom. Urinate if you have to. Maybe release some fecal matter. Then when you get ready to go wash your hands, look at what you see in the mirror. Slap what you see. What's the matter with you, you big dummy? All right. Here we go. Zay says top 5 Steelers running backs. Wow. That's an interesting one. Jerome Bettis, Franco Harris. Le'Veon Bell, I'd put him at number 3. Who would I put at 4? Rocky Bleier? Willie Parker? Yeah, maybe Rocky Bleier, Willie Parker to round it out. I honestly cannot remember. The Steelers were like the bottom feeders of the NFL through 33 to 69. So I can't recall if they had any of those great running backs of those times. In the 70s, going through the early 80s was Franco. Who was the running back in the 80s? I cannot recall. Good Lord. But yeah, probably those 5. Rashad Mendenhall, hell no. I would put Parker over Mendenhall any day of the week. William Wilson says, any chance the Seahawks make or win the Super Bowl? I'll tell you this much. I have them going to the NFC Championship. If that defense can knuckle down, I think they could possibly make a run to the Super Bowl. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hand off to Benny Snell. Pickup of what should be 1 yard, setting up 2nd and 9. Great interior rush from that Buffalo Bills defense. They got right up in there. 80 pass attempts from Devlin Hodges thus far. 20 plus down the field. He had 10 of 20 plus down the field. 9 from 10 to 19, but then 61 from less than 10 yards. So what does that mean? It seems that either he's not capable. Well, I can't say he's not capable of going down the field because I believe he is, but that shows that Pittsburgh's offensive play calling, or I should say Randy Fichtner, is very conservative with him. What I think they should do is just open up the playbook, let him go deep. What I'd like to see here in an empty formation is a possible cross over the middle of the field. That's not the case. It's caught and tackled immediately for a loss of what should be 2. Great play by Tre'Davious White, but he's running off the field. It appears he could have a stinger on the left-hand side of his arm. Oh, it's the show. Oh, no, he's down. This is not what you want to see. He's a big-time piece of that Buffalo Bills defense. It's got to be the shoulder here. Hopefully not a clavicle sort of situation. You don't want upper body injuries. There's a very tough injuries with the lower body. That's when you can kind of, push somebody in the direction of calling them injury prone. When you have upper body issues, that's usually a freak accident sort of situation. Chris Slavin says, should be conservative in a game like this. I can't necessarily say that much. I'd take a shot early. You can take your shots early because your defense doesn't have to play catch up for you. Or because it's still 0-0. If you take a shot 50 yards down the field from where you are, you're still going to pin them in their own, field position. So why not? But it depends on how meticulous you are in calling your plays, because you don't want to have a situation where you just throw up a loft pass like you saw Devlin Hodges do when they played against the Browns the second time around, where he just gave the football right back. Reggie96 says top 5 Steelers defensive backs are Rod Woodson, Troy Polamalu, Donnie Shell, Mel Blount before Donnie Shell, and last but not least, can I say Carnell Lake? Would I go Carnell Lake? I probably would go Carnell Lake. I feel like I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Yeah. So I'd have to say those 5. Rod Woodson, Mel Blount, Donnie Shell, Troy Polamalu, Carnell Lake. Ike Taylor, no. Tim Harris, Ike Taylor, no. I would not. The Hawk says, sad for White, but good for my Steelers. No, it's not good for the Steelers, because the way I see it, I want to beat teams at their full 100%. I don't want no excuse. I'm just naturally a competitor. So I just want to make sure everybody's healthy. I can't sit here and cheer for them, because remember when Ben Roethlisberger got hurt, I'm sure all Seattle fans were like, woo. Well, not all Seattle fans, but, the douchebag percentage of all fandoms, because they reside in all fandoms. The douchebags who see somebody get hurt, like, oh, yes, my team has a better chance to win. I'd rather win a Super Bowl beating a team at 100% than to win a Super Bowl where everybody gets knocked out in like the first half and you play against like the third string. I mean, you still won. You still can take pride in the entire journey that you got here. It's unfortunate what happened, but a little piece of me was like, I didn't beat you at your full strength. Aaron Sherwood puts $4.99 on it. Says, welcome to Atlanta where the players play and the Falcons put up upsets like every day. How about them Cowboys? That was a hell of a finish out there for Atlanta, man. Hell of a finish in Santa Clara. Tyson Cooper says, you should check Twitter World. You're damn right I should check Twitter World. Let me go and check to see what's going on in Twitter World after this third down situation for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3rd and 10 from the 18-yard line on their second possession of the day. There goes Duck Hodges, takes the snap. The pressure is coming. Caught by Nick Vannett, tackled immediately. Gain of absolutely nothing. Pittsburgh's going to be forced to punt. And on both teams' first possession, they go nowhere. The very first Pittsburgh Steelers possession resulted in an INT caught by Tre'Davious White, who's currently inside of the blue tent for what appears to be a left shoulder injury. But from where we sit right now, it appears to be a stalemate 0-0 game still in the first quarter with 4:12 left to play. Out to Twitter World we go. Let me scroll to where I was just at the beginning of the game. There it is. Show enough Psychotic One says, Android sports fans, make sure to pick up the Hot Mic app, now available. Use the promo code Adonis. Chiseled Adonis is on tonight, as well as some others. Just do it. That appears to be a terrible punt. Fielded at the 40. I am perplexed. That was atrocious. Very short field for the Buffalo Bills. Let's see what happened here. Oh, he did not get that ball off of his foot the correct way. Jordan Berry, who's been booting footballs in quite some distances, this ball gets nothing but hang time, no Aaron Hernandez, and goes absolutely nowhere. This is very favorable for the Buffalo Wild Wings, Buffalo Bills. Let's see what they can turn this, gift of field possession into. TJ Blaze, Hoodie Zay, net strike, Yang Vang, loading. Oh, my Lord, and he's immediately down. Vince Williams, it appeared to be Tyson Alualu, and also another Pittsburgh Steeler in the backfield damn near immediately. Setting up a second and long situation. Great coverage from Steven Nelson. 3 individuals there. TJ Watt, Vince Williams, and Tyson Alualu, all at the quarterback immediately. Big time sack, bringing them back to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 18, play action fake for Josh Allen. He's got a zinger over the middle. It's dropped, not caught by John Brown. And remember the last time we saw John Brown in Pittsburgh, he put up 2 touchdown game on Sunday Night Football with the Baltimore Ravens last year. However, this is a different secondary, but look at the clear drop. This is one of the things that you must learn. Anybody who's played, well, then again, if Chris Greggs is in the building. That was my college football teammate obviously in college. What my coach used to always say was turn your hands over. If you're constantly doing this, you're having a higher propensity to drop the football, unless, of course, you got good hands. And you saw John Brown went out there with this rather than this and drop the football. We've seen Cole Beasley drop the football. We've seen John Brown drop the football, and here comes a pass rush. Josh Allen takes off running. He tries to pick up enough yards for a first down, but it's not. He fumbles on the play, picked up by Steven Nelson out of bounds at what should be the 45-yard line and should be called Pittsburgh Steelers football, but it's going to be called a 4th down situation. They say he's down by contact. Let's take a look at that replay and see what actually transpired. Because to be quite honest with you, I think that football was coming out a little bit early. No, Josh Allen is down. He is indeed down, although his gluteus maximus, his gluteus minimus, his gluteal cleft was on the arm of Terrell Edmonds. The football did indeed come out after that shin, after that knee, after that ACL touched the ground. But the Bills offense remains on the football field. 4th and 6 situation. Sean McDermott saying, I have balls at the 36-yard line. Bringing Devin Singletary in motion. If the Pittsburgh Steelers jump off sides here, I'm pretty sure that'll set up a 4th and 1. Oh, my Lord, they actually went for it. Josh Allen takes the snap. Pass left, connects with John Brown for the first down. They keep their drive alive. Very good play call, moving the chains. Chains Lock says, I like it. Matt Reed says, this man sent kids to the shadow run. Oh, no, there must have been, yes, indeed, there was a mascot that was destroying children in Cincinnati. Perhaps I should put that inside of the primetime commentary. We will see when the time comes. John Brown already 3 catches for 24 yards. Handoff to Devin Singletary. He's going absolutely nowhere. Pickup of 1 yard. Bud Dupree going over top, utilizing his dreadlock powers for the stop. Great call on 4th down for those Buffalo Bills to keep their drive alive and most likely get into field goal range. Thus far on the season, Pittsburgh is 1st in sacks, 1st in takeaways, 5th in yards per game, and 6th in points. But since the acquisition of Minkah Fitzpatrick, I believe they're first, and 2nd. 2nd and 8 situation for the Buffalo Bills as Josh Allen rolls back towards his left, connects with Cole Beasley, pickup of 7 yards, setting up 3rd and 1. On the bootleg, headed back towards the left. Very good play call from what I'm seeing here from the Buffalo Bills, moving the football effectively. But in my opinion, they definitely need a touchdown rather than a field goal here. Lucent Shadow says, can't wait to see what the Duck Hodges has in the 24th and a century does tonight. Oh, Duck Dodgers Hodges in the 24th and a half century. I see what you did there. Bean, Duck the new Big Ben. Way, slow your roll there. Fly, Ravens Fly says he is here as we see a first down pickup from the Buffalo Bills. Moving the chains, and that is Singletary. Tackled by Hargrave, but a yard too late. Barry sitting on the sideline. What happened to my foot? Why did I only punt 20 yards? It was not enough. Thus putting the Bills in great position. And you see Josh Allen redirecting, his running back as if he's some sort of child in a Pop Warner football game. You don't toss no grown man around like that. David Radler says he can hear me. I appreciate you. Who'd he say? TLC. Not expecting too much. Jamal says my Minnesota Vikings balled today. Walked into L.A., took over their fans, rubbed their nutsack all over them, and walked out with a blowout. Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer would be proud. You're damn right. It was a big-time win. I did not see that coming from Minnesota because coming into this game, they were 3-4 on the road, and they turned that into a W. So kudos to those guys. They got the job done. Part-time anime crusader says, need Steelers and Jerry Cook to score 18, and I'm on to the fantasy chip. Nick says being a Seahawks fan is a stressful life. We can get a convincing win. We can't get a convincing win on a bad team. Welcome to the life of the Pittsburgh Steelers over the course of the last decade. Gap Tooth Assassin says, I hope you got a Josh Norman rant in your commentary. You're damn right I do. Right there at the end. All right, we got the process done on the phone. Let's just transfer that over to the SD card. Wow. Processing process. Yes. All right. Chinky Two Cups in the building says, what's up, Adonis? How's my week going? My week has been going well. All right. Been a guest on a couple of podcasts. I have a couple other podcasts I have to be a guest on this upcoming week. So it has been very busy. Tevon Robinson in the building. GC Umbreon in the house says, who do you have for the rest? Who do I have for for next week's Super Tank Bowl between Miami and Cincinnati? Miami is going to win that game. Miami will win that game. And hell of a W for the New York Giants tonight. I did not see that one coming. I thought Eli Manning would go out there and find a way to make them lose, and hell, he threw 3 INTs. He was trying, but Miami down the stretch did not do their job effectively and cost themselves an opportunity to walk away with the W. Tyson Cooper is calling me Thaddeus Young. I see you must have seen the post that I put up on my Instagram story. All right. And here we go. 1st and 10, top of the second quarter for the Buffalo Bills. Handoff to Devin Singletary. He's got a couple of blocks here. Makes a couple of Steelers miss. Still on his feet. Getting pushed. He's going to be down at the 1-yard line. Hell of an effort by the Buffalo Bills. Great job by the Buffalo Bills. My Lord. You talk about, utilizing your strength. No huddle offense for Buffalo on their 3rd possession of the game. Trips towards the right. There's Josh Allen keeping it himself. He dial up voicemail, call his own number, go into the end zone. Buffalo strikes Bud first. 9 plays, 40 yards on a very short field, 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Jordan Berry on the sideline thinking to himself, damn it, my foot is the reason we are in this predicament. Great run by Singletary, a play before. Breaking tackles, and there's great blocking for Josh Allen, who's easily sneaking into the end zone and says, that's how the white man runs the football. For the Buffalo Bills touchdown in Buffalo Wild Wings. Jaibo12 says, yo, what's going on? Taylor says, what's up, Chisel? Just got the Hot Mic app to listen to you live from Hold My Nugget Studios. How about that turnaround from Green Bay this year? A new coach, and they're back into the playoffs. I foresaw that, and I've said it countless times. I believe either Green Bay or New Orleans will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Andrew Penalosa says, hooray for the Bills. Memphis Boss says, Bills TD, net strike, touchdown, Buffalo Wild Wings. Miles Cormier says, which team you think made a big turnaround this year? A big turnaround, I would have to say, for one, San Francisco, but you knew they were dealing with a ton of injuries. So there's San Francisco, that's one. Pittsburgh made a turnaround just based on, the first month of the season and now getting to where they're at now. Another team that made a big turnaround in an opposite direction would be the Los Angeles Chargers, now losers of 9, and this was their first game in which they lost by not 7 points or less. So those are just some teams to name the few. Jordan Berry now knowing that is entirely, well, not necessarily entirely on him, but he did aid in the Buffalo Bills getting this first touchdown here. Kickoff back to be fielded, and it will not go into the end zone. Great blocks out for White. He's tackled by Perry. A pickup of about 20. Tre'Davious White coming back towards the field after that bum injury a little bit earlier. 3 brothers playing in this game. Edmonds, and Edmonds. I'll tell you the first names, but I'm not remembering. No, that's a lie. Trey, Terrell, and Tremaine. All 3 dreadlock poppies in the game. Well, not in the game now because they all one of them plays offense for Steelers. One plays the defense for the Steelers, and the other plays the defense for the Buffalo Bills. In fact, he's at middle linebacker right now. Devlin Hodges takes the snap, pass going deep down the left-hand side, caught by James Washington. One has got to wonder, if he put more air under that football, that could be a walk-in touchdown. Big boy nut. Puts 199 on it. Pause. Thoughts on the Cardinals exposing the Browns? Well, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I'll tell you this much. Kenny and I only watched Degrassi for the murder of Drake. Went completely off. He exposed his left nutsack. Then exposed his right nutsack. Then again, you only got one nutsack. So he exposed every single one of his testicles and made sure that the Browns understood, I am your daddy now. 1st and 10, 13:35 left to play in the second quarter. It appears there's no flag. No, there is a flag on the play. Possible neutral zone infraction. CJ Nupin says Barry had the Bills on his fantasy team. Interesting. Chris Slavin, bomb. Candace Leach says that was a nice catch. Indeed it was. Alex McNeil says, I realize the Cowboys and Eagles play next week, both teams 7-7, so one of those teams is going to be either 8-7 or 7-8 after the game is over. Then we go into week 17, say the Eagles are the one that are 8-7 and the Cowboys are 7-8, and then the Cowboys win, the Eagles lose. If that happens, then how is the division leaders figured out? So how's the division leaders figured out for the postseason? Whoever wins the second game wins the division. Next week it's not cognizant on whoever wins next week and then you find out week 17. No, because they have the exact same record, whoever wins next week, they clinch their trip to the postseason because it no longer matters in the second, the next week. Because if you're 8-7 and the other team's 7-8, even if the 8-7 team were to get a tie, so you're 8-7-1, and there's no way that you could. It's pretty much whoever wins next week, that's a division winner, and I think it's going to be the Eagles. Dice City official says, what's your thoughts on Suggs being released by Arizona and wanting to come back to Baltimore? I did not foresee him getting released at this point. My Lord, Jalen Samuels trying to hurdle somebody and gets ricocheted in midair. Tackled by who? Edmonds, looking across the field to his other 2 brothers and say, hey, take a look at me. I'm better than the 2 of you. Great tackle there. But I'll say this much. For Suggs, he should get signed again by Baltimore. Because I'm sure they have 53 people on their roster, but they can definitely spare one. And there are the parents of all the Edmond boys. Felicia and the other, I just missed the first name of the other brother. But yeah, what an accomplishment. Huh? All three of your sons all in the NFL playing in the same game. I'm sure the Watt parents wish that can be the case, but it can't. Timeout from Pittsburgh, 1:42 left to play. Buffalo leading 7-0 in the land of the catch-up in Heinz Field. But I do believe Terrell Suggs will get signed. Pharrell, the father of the, that is his name. Pharrell Edmonds, the father of Trey Terrell and Tremaine, was 6'6". The shortest of all of them is the eldest brother, where Trey is only, Tremaine is 6'5", Terrell is 6'1", and Trey is 6'2". So it turns out the Steelers have the inferior of the height. Imagine growing up and only and being 3 inches shorter than your brother. Now you're looking at your dad like, hey man, you were 6'6". Why only he gets to be 6'6"? I'd like to be able to play, shooting guard or small forward in the NBA. Second and 13 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. From the Bills' 31-yard line, Devlin Hodges takes the snap. He has to get rid of the football here. Throws it out of bounds. Well, it's down to about, it stopped before it gets out of bounds. But great decision by Devlin Hodges. Good escapability to get the football away. Since they're at the 31-yard line, that would set up about a 49-yard, 50-yard field goal for Chris Boswell. One of the toughest stadiums to kick field goals in. Tim Dragon Kid says the inferior of the height, it didn't stop Maurice Jones-Drew. You're damn right it didn't. Hell, it's not stopping Tariq Cohen right now. Dante Hall was short as hell, and this man had a very prolific career. But amongst the brothers, I'm sure they definitely do tease each other about why the two of them are ridiculously short, at least in their family, because 6'1", 6'2" is no, slouch. James Washington failing to get open is going to set up a 4th and 13 situation. Mike Tomlin looks up and says, God damn it! And coming onto the field will most likely be Chris Boswell for that 49 or 50-yard field goal. Darren Sproles, Russell Wilson, yes indeed. Thank you for bringing up Darren Sproles. That was a name that definitely escaped me, and I'm pretty sure he's played his last down in the NFL. Chris Boswell on 2019, has made a long of 51. He's completed 92% of his kicks, and he's put this one through the uprights and good. It was good from 64 yards and enough to cut the Steelers' deficit to 4. Boswell definitely bouncing back after missing 11 combined kicks last year. Mike Tomlin said, no, he is my guy. We will not cut him, and damn it, here he is balling this season. Kyle Coughlin says, a Chiseled Adonis for President 2020. Well, I'm not yet 35, so I'm not going to be eligible. Adonis 2032, that could possibly be transpiring. Tim Dragon Kid says Shannon Sharp was what, 5'9"? Hell no. Shannon Sharp is a good 6'2". Sergeant McMuffin says TJ Watt on the Steelers. Yes, indeed he is. TJ Singh in the building says, who are you going to roast the most in the commentary so far? You know what? I honestly can't even remember. The minute that I put it to go render, I can't remember who I got. I know I got Josh Norman at the end of it. I had a little bit of Eli. I can't recall. Who was I making fun of? The Chargers had 7 turnovers earlier. 7. And if you count the turnover on downs as a turnover, that's 8. Talk about garbage. Memphis Boss says, do you think Joe Burrow will save the Bengals? No. Because Andy Dalton couldn't save the Bengals. Say what you want about Andy Dalton. His first 4 seasons, the man played very well. But the failure of the front office to truly surround that team with a ton of talent, the head case that was Vontaze Burfict and Adam Jones to cost that team a playoff win, things just didn't fall into place. Honestly, I believe certain sort of players, they can only excel if they go to the right team. Josh Rosen, he hasn't been dealt a good hand. I don't believe he's better than anybody else who's in his draft class, but I believe he was dealt a terrible hand, so that sucks. Dice City official says, thoughts on the 49ers losing to the Falcons? It's football, any given Sunday. Bass Shaker TV says, what's up, Chiseled Adonis? How is it going? And ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the Hot Mic app. It's now live on the Android as well as, and also the iPhone as always. So if you have not downloaded it already to your phone, click those links right there in the chat room. It's absolutely free. Use the promo code Adonis. We're up to 5,700 likes on Hot Mic, up to 5,800. Oh, wow, I could like myself. I might just do this all night. But I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning into the stream. 254 watching on YouTube. Let's get those likes up to 200. We've got 140 viewers in the building on Hot Mic. I think I might have just been the first person to break the 100 mark for the viewers while we're going live. If I am, haha, kudos to me. I should maybe take a drink of a little bit of the bubbly, as Chris Jericho would say. Great return by Roberts. Probably takes it out to about the 24-yard line. Consecutive seasons without a losing record to start your career. Mike Tomlin is currently at 12. He's ahead of Curly Lambeau and George Allen, but he's tied with Don Shula and 1 season behind Marty Schottenheimer. Tomlin taking over for Bill Cowher in 2007, stepping in after the Pittsburgh Steelers failed to defend their Super Bowl championship, ending their season, I believe, in 2006 at 8-8, as Bill Cowher walked into, I should say rode off into the sunset. Mike Tomlin walked in, took the Pittsburgh Steelers to a playoff and division championship in 2007 with an 11-5 record, but redeemed a first-round exit to the Jacksonville Jaguars and David Garrard. And then the next year went on to go win Super Bowl 43, been to Super Bowl 45, although that ended in an L, won divisions in 2007, 2008, 2010, 2014, 16, and 17. But let's see what he can do moving forward. Pittsburgh currently sitting, they're sending out their defense out there, 2nd and 2. Well, the defense was already there. Handoff to Devin Singletary, pickup of 2 yards, setting up another fresh set of downs for the Buffalo Bills. Tim Dragon Kid says, when it comes to think about it, when it comes to alcohol for football and other sports, what do you normally grab? Feel free to name the brand. I would have to say Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Any kind of whiskey, that is my stuff right there. It ain't the same if it ain't no dark, It got to be that dark alcohol. Or maybe even a bottle of wine, maybe a little bit of the bubbly. 1st and 10. Buffalo Bills at the 34. Josh Allen throws it left. Pass caught by his man, that is John Brown. Pickup of about 6, tackled immediately by Steven Nelson. Buffalo on the move. We have just gone under 10 minutes left to play in this half. Bryce Smith says, goddamn Gruden grinders. Mass Spec, there's a solid organization there. Go Roonies. Absolutely. Tyler Martin, do you think Kyle Allen let the pressure get to him and that's why he started playing poorly? I would say so, because they started to announce that they would move on from Cam Newton. So perhaps in the back of your mind, oh, snap, it's really my team now. Devin Singletary, very good run, but stopped by Casey Hayward, but it's beyond the first down marker, and the Buffalo Bills are moving the chains. TJ Singh says, NXT or AEW thus far? I probably would have to say NXT. AEW has I'd say they have NXT beat in, I guess, the main event matches, but even there, it's somewhat of a stalemate. But the undercard, I'd say the NXT universe is beating them. Ben says, will you do Super Bowl commentary? I absolutely will. I'm doing every single game in the postseason. Handoff once again by Devin Singletary. Pickup of about 2 yards. All right, Tim Dragon says he grabbed some independent dark ale, some hard cider, Ciroc vodka. I see Alexander say tequila is theirs. Charger Love says bourbon. Brock says, what do you predict the Raiders' first record in Vegas? I say 7-9 or 8-8. 7-9 or 8-8. I think they caught people off guard this season, but I think they're 2 seasons away. They're 2 seasons away from becoming a perennial Pro Bowl team. Cedric Tyler puts 5 on it. Says, now that Lamar Jackson has surpassed Mike Vick, could you call him Lamar F out of here, Mike Vick Jackson, according to the F out of here series? You know what? I can't because it's been nothing but support between the two of them. Just like there's been nothing but support between Mark Ingram and Adrian Peterson. But I could at least create some dissension there because AP, when he walked into the room for the Saints, he said, "Hey man, I want to run for 2,000 yards." And knowing that you're gonna try to run for 2,000 yards, you got to get a lot of carries. And because Alvin Kamara just had gotten drafted and Mark Ingram was there as well, that's why I made the whole series like, oh, you're not just gonna walk into this building talking about you're gonna get 2,000 yards. I mean, you're going to get all the carries. So that's why I created it there. Mike Vick and, as the pass is broken up on 3rd and 8, but Mike Vick and Lamar Jackson, it's been nothing but love from the beginning. And Mike Vick been cheering for Lamar Jackson from the minute he got drafted. So I can't just make that right there. MM says, why did my wife leave me? Well, your wife probably left you because you didn't download the Hot Mic app. So do me a favor, download the Hot Mic app, get it on your iPhone or your Android, use the promo code Adonis, and get it on your phone and tune in, sync it to your television so you can hear me live. Then your wife will return. Clarity says pick 6, not just yet. And let's take a look what happens on this 4th and 8. There will be no punt block. Great punt. It's fielded by Deontay Johnson. He's going to return it to the 27-yard line, and that is where Pittsburgh will take over with 7:57 left to play in the second quarter. 7-3 is your score. Dice City official says, how many more seasons do you think the Browns will go before actually having a good season? I will say about 4. No, not 4. God, you know what? It might just be 4 because I honestly think a lot of people will be leaving. If Freddie Kitchens is retained as the head coach for next year, I think they're going to suffer the exact same fate. They're probably going to start a little bit better or maybe start worse and then have a late surge, but I do not see the Browns being able to put things together with this current regime that they have. TJ Singh, who do you think will end up as the top seeds as of right now? Well, Baltimore will clinch the number 1 seed next week. New England will most likely, they're going to be playing home against Buffalo. So for all intents and purposes, New England cannot afford to lose that game because the Chiefs will usurp them in the seeding. And I honestly do not think Buffalo will be able to beat New England in New England. They had their chance earlier in Buffalo, but then, of course, Matt Barkley had to relieve Josh Allen because Allen got hurt. So I honestly think the 1 and 2 will be Baltimore and New England. And then in the NFC, Seattle, Green Bay. No, Seattle, New Orleans. I don't think New Orleans is going to lose another game. I don't think Green Bay will lose another game. 10-0 Jackson says, this play calling on offense is horrible. Same play over and over and over. Hurts my soul. You're absolutely correct. From what I've seen, both teams thus far, their play call selection has not been great. Memphis Bosch says plugs. Chris Bogan says OJ didn't do it. Packer Nation 12 says just got back home. What's the score? Currently the score is 7-3 in favor of the Buffalo Bills. Leading right now. Pope Bob Man says 7-3 BBW. Oh, you must be speaking to well, that's funny. Call the man a BBW. That's hilarious. William says, how does the Las Vegas Raiders sound to you? You know what? It sounds weird now, but it'll pick up a little bit later. Eric Jeeps says, top 5 kickers all time. That's a very good question. I would have to say Adam Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri. I can't necessarily give the whole list right now. It's kind of hard to imagine. All right. Give me 1 second. I'll be back in about 10 seconds. All right, 1st and 10 situation for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Handoff to James Conner, pickup of about 1 yard. Second and 9 situation. All right. Mass Spec says Morton Anderson. You know what? I'd have to say Adam Vinatieri, Morton Anderson, Justin Tucker, Mark Mosley because he won an MVP, and handoff to James Conner, 2nd and 10, gain of, he probably gets right back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to set up a 3rd and long. And last kicker, I'll let you guys decide that last kicker. I have no clue who that last kicker would be. If somebody says Nick Folk, I might just want to fight you. Pat Summerall, that's a good name. George Blanda, that's a highly probable sort of situation. Gary Anderson, maybe Gary Anderson. 3rd and 10 for Pittsburgh from the 26-yard line. Devlin Hodges takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Rolling towards his left. He throws the ball out of bounds. Pittsburgh's going to be forced to punt. 7-3 is still your score. 6:33 left to play in the first half. Ooh, the commentary's processing. All right. But it is 30 minutes, so I still think it's highly doubtful that we'll see it during halftime. Just go send it to Instagram. Start processing it over there. Right. Start the uploading process there. There's the punt. Booming punt by Barry. Roberts headed back towards his left. Pickup of a few couple yards. Gets it to the 35, but there's a late flag that comes in. Let's figure out what that flag is for. Possible face mask situation or maybe a block in the back. We'll find out. Mass Spec says, we got the worst Edmonds. Haha, that's hilarious. And you're damn all right. Oh, a nudge of the back. Illegal block in the back. Think they got Anthony Chickalo flying, so somebody pushed him right there in the back. Tony Zimmerman says Gary Anderson was a good kicker, but will always be remembered for the one miss in '98. As a Minnesota native, I clearly don't forget. You're damn right. They will remember this man endlessly for that miss. And to think that he hadn't missed in over, 500 days, only to go out there and then miss like that. That's atrocious. Plugging in my charger, by the way. I had to get some juice onto my phone. I'm currently sitting at 16%. Reggie 96 says most physical receiver you watch in the NFL. I got Des Bryant, Anquan Bolden, Hines Ward, and Calvin Johnson. I would have to say Hines Ward, Larry Fitzgerald, Des Bryant, Anquan Bolden. Hell, and Calvin. I guess I would just add Larry to that list. Paul asked, hey, Chiseled, what's your favorite cereals? Mine would be Fruity Pebbles. Mine is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I think that's the greatest cereal ever made. All right, Alex McNeil says, Nick Folk, you thought you were off the hook? You ain't no top 5 kicker, not even top 50. Put your mother head back down. It's hilarious. I made a joke about somebody not being top 50 in the commentary later tonight. So the minute that this game is over, the commentary will be premiered. Then again, at the same time, I'll be doing my Steelers post game as well. So should I do the commentary at halftime? We'll see. It's currently processing on YouTube. You know what? I'll premiere it at halftime on YouTube. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. So you'll probably catch the first 15 minutes and then you'll have to return back here. So yeah, I'll premiere it on YouTube. I'll do that for you guys. Here we go. I guess I can put the premiere. No, I guess I'll just click premiere when it's time to premiere. All right, that works. I'll do that. Just type the information for you so everything goes up without issue. Here we go. 95%. That's magnificent. Send it over to Instagram. Again, one of the most annoying things about content creating is just the uploading process. Everything is great up until you have to sit here and wait for something to go and upload. Rendering and all that other stuff. I think that's what it's called. Week. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Handoff to Devin Singletary. Pickup of about 4 yards to the 22-yard line. Buffalo pretty much has all of the momentum here. J.J. Watt bragging rights. The first 3 seasons, T.J. Watt has 33 sacks. J.J. Watt has 36 and a half. T.J. Watt had 12 forced fumbles to J.J.'s 8. Fumble recoveries in the favor of J.J. Watt with 6. And then 3 INTs for T.J. Watt. But J.J. Watt has a Defensive Player of the Year in his 2nd season. Can T.J. Watt, who is definitely a Defensive Player of the Year candidate this season, walk away with that Defensive Player of the Year? Right now, I think it may just be a 3-person race between Stephon Gilmore, T.J. Watt, Shaquille Barrett. And to be quite honest with you, I'm leaning more towards a T.J. Watt and Stephon Gilmore. It's a battle between those 2 guys. Minkah Fitzpatrick is up there too, but the past couple of games, I think T.J. Watt's presence has been felt much more than Minkah. Here we go. 3rd and 8, 5 wide, empty formation for the Pittsburgh Steelers. For Josh Allen. There's going to be a flag on the play. Josh Allen's taken to the ground, sacked by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but let's figure out exactly what the laundry on the field is for with under 5 minutes left to play. Offsides on Bud Dupree. It appears he tried to jump the snap count. And he did get to Josh Allen first, getting right around Dawkins, but he jumped offsides. Setting up a 3rd and 3 situation. This could come back to bite Pittsburgh with under 5 left to play in the first half. Jeffrey Griffith says Baker Mayfield for Defensive Player of the Year. Ha ha. 3rd and 3. There should be a false start on 73. There's not. Pass caught by Roberts, moving the chains for the Buffalo Bills, keeping the drive alive on what should have possibly been ended a play before. Bosa will win Defensive Rookie Player of the Year, but he hasn't made those huge plays in recent weeks to ascend him to Defensive Player of the Year, a conversation anymore. I think he's since taken a step back there, but he definitely will win, Defensive Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. Initially, it was going to be Devin Bush, who was a front runner, but then as of late, his snap count percentage has since declined. Frank Gore, pickup of a few yards, probably about 5, could be 6. His legs are still chugging. What a game thus far. It's a big chess match defensively. Mass Spec says, will the Steelers pay Dupree? I honestly believe that they will. Second and 5 for the Buffalo Bills. Oh, Bud Dupree's in coverage. I would throw this pass to... Oh, wow, and there's the false start. Cameron Hayward pointing at Dawkins saying, hey, man, you're moving. And then Dawkins said, what? And he started moving. Get a thumbnail photo here. I guess maybe, who should I put for the thumbnail photo of this week? Perhaps Matt Ryan. You know what? Probably, yeah, I'll put John Gruden. Why not? John Gruden would make for a good thumbnail. 2nd and 10. Josh Allen's got time. Over the middle. Pass ricocheted. Intercepted by Steven Nelson of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's got a convoy of blocks. Headed back down the sideline. Another Buffalo Bill falls down. He's out of bounds and down at the 20. Pittsburgh gets the football back. What a play. What a play. Here come the Steelers. Everybody celebrating in the end zone. The 3rd drop today by the Buffalo Bills. The pressure was not coming hard. Cole Beasley's hands just for decoration. He's on the sideline asking himself, what happened to my hands? And Pittsburgh has a spark. They have life and an opportunity to possibly take the lead. Steven Nelson, who's been balling all season. If you go and check this man's, performance throughout the season, he is one of the better cornerbacks on the league. This season alone, I'm speaking. Handoff to White. Oh, my Lord, what happened to my voice? Gain of no yardage, but there's a flag on the play. A possible late hit. And things are beginning to break down in Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's see what the flag is for. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Hot Mic app. I see individuals just now seeing that the interception happened. If you want to be up to date, download the Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. It is absolutely free. You can sync me to your television so you don't have any sort of delays. Jason of a down puts 250 on it and says, yoink. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you. First and goal from the 10-yard line. My pet peeve when it comes to first and 10s, or I should say first and goals, because you have the full 10 yards to move. Pittsburgh most likely will use, they go down to the 2-minute warning. And I will return once we're coming out of the 2-minute warning, just so I could type up the information for premiering the commentary. It's going live once the first half is over. I'll be right back after these messages, of course. All right, and we're coming right out of the 2-minute warning here. Let's see what'll happen for the Pittsburgh Steelers. First and goal from the 10-yard line following the Steven Nelson interception, taking the football, coming out of the second half, I should say, because they did defer. Direct snap. It appears that James Conner takes it. Handoff to Deontay Johnson. He fumbles on the play. It's recovered by the Buffalo Bills. They get the football right back. Trickery did not work out with the direct snap. This is when you shouldn't go out there trying to do too much, and evidently you did, and it turned out not in your favor. My Lord, what was this play call here? Direct snap. The snap was low. Handoff to Deontay Johnson. I think they were trying to figure out who to read as a ball was ricocheted into the air. Nothing but Buffalo Bills around, and they'd get the football right back. It's not too cold in Pittsburgh, but for some apparent reason, they're coughing up the football. Terrible mistake from Pittsburgh. Opportunity to take the lead or cut their turnover, or I should say cut their deficit to 1. But here comes the Buffalo Bills from their 10-yard line. Handoff to Devin Singletary, trying to find a hole. Gets about 2 yards to the 12. No, he's down at the 13. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7, and Buffalo is on the move. Best case scenario, elapse enough time to force Pittsburgh to just go into halftime with a 4-point deficit, with an opportunity in which they had to once again cut their deficit to 1 or possibly take the lead and take a 9-3 lead or maybe a 10-3 lead. The Fam Coup says, who's playing? Well, if you did not read the title, the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and where Buffalo is leading right now with 1:10 left to play in the second quarter, 7-3. Buffalo taking their sweet time, finally calls a timeout with 1:05 left to play in the first half. All momentum on the side of Buffalo after a Steven Nelson interception. The Pittsburgh Steelers give the football right back. Three turnovers we've seen thus far. First coming from Devlin Hodges throwing an INT, then Josh Allen throwing a pick, then right back at you came the Steelers with a fumble from Deontay Johnson. Handoff to Devin Singletary. He's got enough for a Buffalo Bills first down, and most likely they'll just carry this into the second half. Timeout from the Steelers? No, it does not come in. And we're going under 40 seconds, and Pittsburgh will just take their L here and accept the fact that they're not going to get an opportunity to get other points on the board. And they're going to most likely take it's 3rd and inches. Passing situation for Buffalo. They're letting the time run down. Josh Allen takes the snap, handoff to Devin Singletary. He's going to pick up the Bills' first down, but they're just going to take this into halftime, and we sit at a 7-3 lead in favor of the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh will receive the kick. And we'll be back right here in Hold My Nugget Studios for the second half. We've seen 2 turnovers from the Pittsburgh Steelers, 1 from the Buffalo Bills. Your 2019 NFL Week 15 game highlight commentary will be premiering in 3 minutes. So I will be returning back here on this stream right after halftime. So stay tuned right here for the commentary. You'll see the notification. If you don't see the notification, just press refresh. It will be live in 2 minutes. So I'll see you guys in the second half. Let's go and enjoy some laughs in the game highlight commentary for Week 15. And we are back for the second half of this here game. Oh, boy, I hope you guys are excited. After a great first half, Buffalo to kick the football back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fielded at the 15. Great position for Pittsburgh to make a play here. White returns it to the 30-yard line. Somehow does not fumble on the play. And Pittsburgh's going to take over at, I believe, to be the 30-yard line. If you didn't tune in already, the commentary is live as we speak. So if you're watching over there, once you come back over, I expect you guys to tune back in. For everybody on Hot Mic, thanks for tuning in to the commentary. Share it with your friends and everything. First and 10 from the 31-yard line. Devlin Hodges looking left, connects with Deontay Johnson. Protect that football. Oh, my Lord, but he fumbles on the play. It's picked up by Jones, but did you see that disrespectful stiff arm? What a play by Johnson, but he's got to protect that football. You've seen the football on the ground twice coming out of the hands of Johnson, but what a play right there. Makes a move on Tre'Davious White, enough to get open. Great pass by Devlin Hodges. Look at the stiff arm. Look at the stiff arm. Get on the floor, young man. Jones, a little dangerous. That shows youth because he attempted to try to scoop the football there rather than just falling on top of it. But here comes Pittsburgh's second play on the drive from the Buffalo Bill 38-yard line. Looking left, connects with James Washington, moving the chains. Now or is it moving the chains? I may have spoken too quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the Hot Mic app. If you have not tuned in already, do me a favor and tune in. All of the links are here in the chat room. I guess I'll write them on the premiere for the commentary as well. Second and 3, Devlin Hodges steps up. He's most likely going to use his feet here. Throws the football away. And here's the links here for you. If you have not already downloaded the Hot Mic app, do me a favor and download it. It's absolutely free. Use the promo code Adonis, Android and on iOS. Get the Hot Mic app in your life. Post the commentary to. It is being uploaded to Instagram as we speak. Currently in the process of getting it up on Facebook. 3rd and 3, Devlin Hodges takes the snap over the middle, connects with Nick Vannett, enough for the Steelers' first down at the 28. Oh no, it was not Nick Vannett, it was Gentry. Enough to move the chains. A little piece on the Edmonds brothers. How often is it that you see 3 brothers playing in the same football game? Well, it hasn't happened in 92 years. And here we go. Handoff to James Conner. Oh, my Lord. He just took Micah Hyde's ankles and stays up and goes to the 10. You talk about a cut. Take a look at the replay here and take a look what he just did to that safety. Oh, my Lord in heaven. Took the feet right off of his ankles. Look at the move. Bam, bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Give me your shoulder pads and your cleats, please. Became a rogue podiatrist on the play, took this man's ankles and carried it to the 10-yard line. First and goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Once again, they are in a very favorable position, but the last time we saw them at first and goal from the 10, they fumbled the football trying to run a gadget play. They're most likely going to run the football here, hand off to Benny Snell, going nowhere for a loss of 1 yard. What a move that James Conner just made on Micah Hyde. I'm still recovering from it. My Lord, what a play. And the commentary is only halfway. That is something. Talk about 30 minutes. We got 1,600 people in the room watching the commentary. I'd hope these guys come all the way back over to the Hot Mic app. We've got the numbers increasing on YouTube. Guys are tuning right back in. 2nd and goal from the 11. Devlin Hodges, play. Oh, no, it's not a play action. Dumps it off to James Conner. He beats one defender, goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. He is fired up, saying, I'm back. You can't count me out. You said I was I had a terrible season. You said I wouldn't be able to bounce back now that Le'Veon's gone. I may have been a Pro Bowler last year, but a lot of people called it a fluke. But he says, hey, man, I'm going into the end zone. I beat Kansas the same way I could beat defenses. And look at the play here. Devlin Hodges rolling towards his right, finds James Conner, breaks one tackle, goes into the end zone, and gives Pittsburgh a 9-3 lead. Live on Sunday Night Football in the land of ketchup, Heinz Field, where the Buffalo Bills traveling out of Buffalo Wild Wings, taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now they face their first deficit of the game. Chris Boswell steps out to kick the extra point, kicks it through the uprights. It's good. 10-3 lead in favor of Pittsburgh. James Conner saying, I am a grown man. Take a look at my brand new tattoo. Don't ever try to tackle me. I'll put you in the dirt, turn you into a Goomba, but I wasn't jumping over you. I was stepping over you, but with my hand. To give him a first down. Duck Dynasty, beautiful pass for a touchdown. Deron Johnson says, YouTube's highlight commentary. Yes, indeed. You guys are tuning in there. Angelica Bright says, hey, Chiseled, watching your YouTube and laughing my butt off. I appreciate you. I just hope everything is, running smoothly, because I didn't get an opportunity to, what is the double check? I was going to say proofread the video. You know how asinine that sound? But I didn't get an opportunity to go and just make sure everything's aligned and well. So I hope everything sounds the way it should sound. Let me just unmute it. You can probably hear it myself. Okay, things seem to be aligned, so I guess things aren't out of place. But, yeah, I see a lot of laughs. We're almost at 2,000 people in the room. Once guys are finished watching here, hopefully they can come over and tune in on Hot Mic. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Connor said, I'm back, baby. Give me your ankles. You're damn right. Sasquatch in the building says that's what I'm talking about. Good Lord. All day. Could you believe I didn't eat all day? And here I am with a whole plate of food in my hand as we speak. It's ridiculous. Magnificent drive by the Pittsburgh Steelers, going down the field and finding the end zone. I'm going to take me about 2 scoops of this here rice, so I'll be back in about 48 seconds. All right, we are back. I think every commercial break, I might have to take a break to go take a bite of this food. Oh, my Lord. Kickoff going towards the end zone, out of the end zone it is, and it's going to be a touchback as Buffalo will get the ball at the 25-yard line. 11-18 left to play in the third quarter as Pittsburgh has a 10-3 lead. Definitely just spilled my juice. Yeah, I definitely just. Oh, that's great. All right. Next commercial break, I'll clean that one up. 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills from the 25-yard line. Josh Allen hands the football off to Devin Singletary. Positive yardage, picks up about 9. Matthew Parker puts 199 on it. Says, my favorite moments from My Hero Season 4. You know what? I told you I'd be caught up. I'm not. I only seen one episode. I got to episode 4, and then Friday when I was supposed to be watching everything, something came up. And then after, when I got done with recording the commentary, then I took care of the business I had to take care of. I had a podcast that I had to do. So I could not catch all the way up. But I'm up to episode 2. Oh, my Lord. Maybe tomorrow before Monday Night Football. I mean, there's only so many times I could say maybe next time until you just start. Hey, you know what? Maybe he's not going to end up watching it. First down for the Buffalo Bills. I have not looked at Twitter World in quite some time. Let's take a look at what's happening on Twitter World. Jay saying, please, every time I see Julio, I think of Steel Conch from American Dad. I'm not too sure about that one. I don't get the reference. I don't really watch a lot of American Dad. Josh says, hit the music. Fly, Ravens, fly. Says, who do I see in the big game in the Super Bowl? It's too early for me to call. I'll have to wait until week 17. Josh Allen looking towards his right. Pass incomplete. Bean says, Greg Roman, coordinator of the year. Ravens offensive coordinator. You know what? Perhaps. Hoodie Zay says, yo, WWE actually doing something right with the storytelling with Bray right now. I'm not tuned in, so I'm going to have to see that in the morning. Mark Ackerman says, if Pittsburgh loses tonight, Le'Veon will be like, oh, man, they said I was a problem. It's so hard to be a hero in a city that paints you out to be a villain. Somebody has been watching the commentary for a while. Big Pete says, God, I can't wait to see what Chiseled Adonis says about today's game, especially that 49ers game. Hopefully you've seen the commentary. Josh Allen going deep. He is hit. The pass is incomplete, but perhaps there could be laundry on the field. There is not. 3rd and 10 situation. Josh Allen took a hit, but there is no flag. Yang Vang says, you should do more Nick Folk jokes the same you did in 2017. You know what? I don't want to oversaturate it because 2017, it was very fresh. Now that it's been 3 years, there's only so many times you could do the exact same, overkill it. That's why I don't do too much of the Cowboy SpongeBob as often. Because before you'd see it like 7 times in a video. Now you're catching it maybe once, twice, or you mess around and not even see it. Glenn Woods put 7 on it. Says, just paid my car note and water bill. Just bought me and my sister's tickets to the Saints game. My Saints better dedicate the win to my bank account. Well, one would hope. But I'm glad you were able to get all that stuff paid off, and I appreciate you for tuning in. As the Bills would pick up a first down on 3rd and 10, as John Brown would once again be the reason why the Bills are keeping their drive alive. Josh Allen with the snap on a 4-man rush. Great pass right into the heart of that zone. Great ball, great catch. Good feet on the pass. Very good job by the Buffalo Bills entering Steelers territory. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line, but there appears to be a timeout coming from McDermott. There was a flag. They picked it up. It was a timeout on Buffalo. Back to Twitter World. Fly Guy Gray, how are you doing, man? Listen to you while watching and doing a workout. Oh, I appreciate that. I hope you finished your workout by now. Dylan Dunn says, who that baby? Can't believe that I'm glad that the Dirty Birds beat San Francisco, 1st seed. Who that nation coming for you? Hey, you're right, because now Seattle jumps in the lead in the division, and the 49ers jump right back into the wild card, and New Orleans jumps to number 1. Justin Sandoval says, damn, what Harry, nutsack Harry N'Keal Harry made a TD. Oh, I see. All right, Dylan Dunn says, so happy Joe Burrow won the Heisman. Tyson says it started Nick Folk on his fantasy. That was a bad idea. Let's see. Sly O said, not gonna lie, long Billy Goat face ass made me laugh. Keep at it, boss. Oh, that must be with the video that I made about the lady. All right. Gang Vang says, Adrian, fuck it, and Mark Ingram, you better keep your mouth short or else I'll beat you way worse than I beat my child Peterson. Ha. Stephen Oates says, is it possible for an offensive player to win MVP and Offensive Player of the Year awards? Absolutely. There's a handoff to Devin Singletary. Picks up the first down, but he fumbles on the play. It's recovered by the Steelers and Mike Hilton. And oh my Lord, there's a Buffalo Bill offensive lineman who not only punched Mike Hilton, but also went after Bud Dupree. TJ Watt with possibly the forced fumble. Let's take a look once again. What a punch by TJ. Did you see him turn into Captain Falcon? He said, Falcon, punch. Oh, no, they went to the break right before you had an opportunity to see the punch. I'll be back after about a minute and a half. I just got to clean up this here juice that fell on the floor. So I'll be right back. All right. We are back. The commentary is still going. Good Lord. We're up to 2,167 in the building on the commentary. My Lord. There we go. 1st and 10. Devlin Hodges dumps the football off. Caught by, is that Jalen Samuels? For a pickup of 6. Take a look again at TJ Watt, who was in coverage on Cole Beasley. Turns right to go get the tackle and immediately punches that football right out of the arm of Singletary. Look at the position of how efficient, or I should say, how accurate he was with the punch. Great job by TJ Watt. His 13th forced fumble, I believe, since 2017. Making a very strong case for Defensive Player of the Year. 2nd and 5. Hodges steps up in the pocket. Does not protect the football. Fumbles on the play, but it was recovered by Villanueva, and Pittsburgh retains possession. He's got to protect that football. If he wants to go out there and win football games, you don't step up in the pocket and leave that ball untucked. Lucky for the Steelers, they were Johnny on the spot. 3rd and 9 situation from the 32-yard line. Devlin Hodges sacked immediately, and they're going to be forced to punt. They do nothing with the fumble recovery. Right. Here we go. What a game thus far. 4th and 16. Barry coming out to do the punt once again. Remember, he did have a 20-yard punt, but this one is booming out at about the 31-yard line. We go. We're getting some numbers back on YouTube. I see people have just got done with the commentary. Trey Jackson says having to watch with a 2-minute delay. Mason Rudolph over there remembering when he was playing. If we lose, I might just cry. Well, Trey Edmonds, who knows? This is a very capable team that they're playing against. Ashley Comedy says, for Devlin Hodges interceptions, you should remix the Duck song and say, got many apple turnovers. Hey, perhaps. Who knows? I always could. And thanks for tuning in, Ashley Comedy. Bean says, if the Steelers make the playoffs, 1, do you want them to go all the way to Miami? And 2, how far will they go? Well, for 1, if they make the playoffs, I want them to go all the way to the Super Bowl. Mr. Anderson, watching you on the 70-inch finally, currently watching the Steelers commentary. I appreciate you, Mr. Anderson. Thank you for turning me on the large screen. I appreciate that. The commentary just finished premiering on YouTube. And thanks for everybody who tuned in over there. I'm still live. Let the people know that I'm still live so they can catch me right now. Appreciate everybody who tuned in to the commentary. That means a lot. They could just click the links over here. There is no Antonio Brown. If you were looking for Antonio Brown, you're not going to find him for this particular video. Levi Wright coming back into the building. I appreciate you saying it was good. I like that. Thus far, Danica Shuck, the score is 10-7. Pittsburgh went down the field on the opening possession of the half and found themselves in the end zone, as James Conner said, I'm a grown man, and disregarded one Buffalo Bill tackler. Awesome. Mr. Anderson showing me the all right, must be doing the pregame. That's awesome. DF says, I'm so happy I got this app now. Now I can watch the Chiseled Adonis live. Thanks for tuning in. And everybody who tuned in on Hot Mic. Currently now we're sitting at 111. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you have not already downloaded the Hot Mic app, do me a favor, download the Hot Mic app. And if you have the app, tune in on the app. Let's get those like numbers up. We're currently at 16,000. I think the last time we got up to, 70 by the time we ended the stream. So let's see how many likes we can get up to. Josh Allen throws the ball left to Devin Singletary. He cannot escape Bud Dupree and company. He's going to go out of bounds for a gain of about 1, but there's a flag on the play. Let's figure out exactly what the flag is for. Shikatsu says, damn, you would have thought the Browns had the Cardinals record and vice versa. You're absolutely correct. Brassman says, hey, Chiseled Adonis, just stopping by to say what's up. I appreciate your first take. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. It appears there's a flag and a block in the back on Dawkins. And that's going to push them back an additional 10 yards. So I predict this is going to be 1st and 20 from the 21-yard line. There's Buffalo Bills fans in the house. There's the football about to be spotted at the 27, I believe. So it turns out it was much closer than I had initially predicted. David with an E10 says, who won win this game? Well, I'm not too sure what you meant there. I think you meant who will win. Well, we find out momentarily. Well, not necessarily momentarily, about an hour. But 1st and 19 for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, pressure is coming. Cameron Hayward leaves his feet but does get back on Allen again. I hope Allen's all right. Indeed he is. Cameron Hayward brings him down. Had he not left his feet, one has to wonder if that would be a sack. Mike Tomlin speaking on Dan Rooney saying, I remember him saying, if all we do is win a world championship, it won't be enough. There's an opportunity to be a positive members of our community and society and that message was relayed to our football team with that statement. That struck with me like a lightning bolt. A different way to win. Mike Tomlin. Well, that's magnificent. That's beautiful. Now, rest in peace to Dan Rooney. Tackle by Cameron Hayward once again on Old Man Gore. And Ironhead making his presence felt. I believe he's a two-time All-Pro. If not two-time, then definitely one-time. But Ironhead definitely making plays, making sure he continues to make his father proud, looking down at him. Eric Jeep says, let's get a McPick sandwich. That would be nice. No, it's hilarious. Last time I did the Steelers, live commentary, I had my banner. My banner is like behind me. I didn't even get an opportunity to put it here because there was no time. Josh Allen takes the snap, 3rd and 13. The pass rush coming. The pass is going to be short, but could there be a flag for illegal hands to the face? No, there is not. Allen got hit. Hayward once again. 3 consecutive plays. Hayward is making plays. When you talk about the best defensive interior tackles in the league, hell, you talk about DNs because that's really what he is. But I guess because he lines up in a certain sort of formation, you really can say he's a D tackle or a DN. But he's one of the best in the league, and he continued to ascend year by year by year by year by year. And he is extremely strong with that first step. He's very quick with that first step and has a great extension with that arm. Booming punt to Deontay Johnson. Bobbles it a little bit, but does go out of bounds after a pickup of about 5. Devlin Hodges coming back to the field for Pittsburgh, leading set 10-7. Defense coming to play. Remember, Buffalo scored because of a Pittsburgh interception. No, pardon me. Because of a Pittsburgh errant punt, where Jordan Berry only punted the ball 20 yards. Buffalo fielded it at the 40 and proceeded to go into the end zone. Outside of that one drive, they virtually have not done too much. So I am curious to see how this offense will move later on in the game, because Pittsburgh, outside of that one drive in which they went down the field to open up the second half, they have not necessarily put together a strong drive. So both offenses struggling against these 2 top 5 defenses. I would hope they'd be able to figure it out. And we are live on the Hot Mic app. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not downloaded already, do me a favor and click those links I am now putting in the description. The commentary was live. It is indeed posted. If you did not get an opportunity to watch it after we finish up here, go over to the video tab and tune in to the commentary. As for all things else, we are live right here. If you'd like to ask any questions, I am open to it. Jason says Falcons rise up. Haitian Nate says, Mo, I feel your pain. This must be in reference to the Niners. Indeed it is. I'll tell you this much. You shouldn't feel terrible. It's a week-by-week sort of situation with football. I never really feel bad. After a loss, I'll be over the loss within 40 minutes because it's on to the next week. You can't sit there and be down forever, you know? Team loses, there's nothing that you can do but sit at your seat and cheer. The players who are on the field have to carry the burden of that loss. You'll have to deal with trash talk from your friends or your coworkers or whatever the case may be, but all right, I'll just premiere this on YouTube. Week 15 highlights. For YouTube land, for Facebook land, I'll put 10:35 p.m. All right. Schedule that for the Facebook land, and here we go from the 31-yard line. A lot of teams have started from the 31 thus far. And here we go. Devlin Hodges does not take the snap because it appears that somebody either jumped off sides or it was a false start. The referee's deliberating. It appears this could possibly be on the defense. They're speaking it over to figure out exactly who the call is on. Encroachment on the defense. This is going to set up a 1st and 5 situation for Pittsburgh at the 36-yard line. Hayton Nate says Cam Hayward for team MVP. Either Cam Hayward, Minkah Fitzpatrick, or TJ Watt. But most likely it's going to lean towards Minkah Fitzpatrick because he was able to galvanize that team. Candace Leach says, hey, what's up, brother? Finally on the Hot Mic app. I appreciate you, Candace, finally getting on the app. 1st and 5, handoff to James Conner. Pickup of about 3 yards. 2nd and 2 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the third quarter. 2nd and 2. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers go up by 2 possessions here and really put pressure on the Buffalo Bills? Jason says, so that Pats play very well against the Bills again in the playoff. Well, that's only if the Bills do indeed make it. Devlin Hodges rolling, dumps the football off, caught by Holton for what should be a first down, but they might mark him a yard short. Tackled by Alexander. Old man Alexander at that. This man's been in the league forever. Alan says, I'm still watching on YouTube and the Hot Mic app at the same time. I appreciate you. You must be engaging with both chat rooms. Okay, the video is up on Instagram. That's great. All right, that's the only reason why I was over here to check. Now we're back at where we were. We go. Sahir says, it's sad AB is who got him into football and why he plays wide receiver. It is truly unfortunate. Devlin Hodges somehow hits the cervix and squirts for a Steelers first down. Who saw that one coming? I did not expect this man to find a hole there. I thought he was going to be definitely stopped. But he's able to extend the drive, and this has the feel of one of those Pittsburgh Steelers drives that could amass over 8 minutes and really eat the clock. If you remember the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the San Diego Chargers at the time in the 2008 playoff race, when they played against the San Diego, they went out there and ate up an entire quarter, and I believe it was the third quarter, which, you know, the Chargers only seen the ball for about 17 seconds. 1st and 10, Hodges connects with James Washington. He gets out of bounds after a pickup of about 7 yards, and the clock is continuing to move. Great play by Pittsburgh. Great play call. Now entering the Bills' territory, setting up 2nd and short once again. What I would run here is a stretch towards the left-hand side with James Conner in the backfield. There's the handoff. Conner picks up 2. He does run through that B gap enough to move those chains. It's actually a pickup of about 5. His cleat came off and he's headed back towards the sideline. Pittsburgh extends that drive. And more importantly, extending the drive would move the chain. So yeah, I don't really have to say that again. Trey Jackson puts 5 on it. Money for the Steelers banner. I need to see it. Here we go, Steelers. You know what? Next commercial break, I'll put it right behind me then. Then again, how would I end up doing it? I wouldn't be too sure I would look. What would I put over here? I'll have to move it. I'll figure it out. You put 5 on it, want the banner? I'll get the banner for you. Devlin Hodges throws it back towards the right. It's intercepted, and it's headed back the other way. Opportunity to go to the house, but Tre'Davious White gets his 2nd pick on the day, jumps the route, and he returns it to about the 16-yard line. Hell of a play by Tre'Davious White, and he is dancing, getting his sexy back as the Buffalo Bills regain momentum. Take a look at the play here. Jones and Johnson. Johnson doesn't run the best route, but the ball is right behind him, intercepted by Tre'Davious White. And when you're running a out route pattern and you're a quarterback, you have to throw that ball outside. That's a bad ball by Devlin Hodges. That is entirely on Devlin Hodges. He's got to get that football outside, and now Buffalo has life. That is the 3rd turnover by Pittsburgh this game. After having it even at 2-2, now Buffalo has life at the 18-yard line, and here we go. Handoff to Frank Gore. He runs it right up the gut, pickup of 9 yards. All of the momentum on the side of Buffalo right now. Old man Gore, 3rd all-time in the rushing stat. Rush yards all-time. He has passed Barry Sanders on the season. only behind Walter Payton and Emmitt Smith. In front of Barry Sanders and now Adrian Peterson, who has just passed Curtis Martin earlier today. 2nd and 1 for the Buffalo Bills at the 9-yard line. Handoff to Frank Gore, trying to get outside. Cannot find a hole. Goes down at the 10-yard line. Loss of 1 yard, setting up 3rd and 2. Buffalo only trailing by 3. They can easily tie the game up here with a Stephen Hauska field goal, or they can take the lead and go up 14-10. Tre'Davious White, who was 27th pick overall in 2017 out of LSU, 2 interceptions thus far today, left in the first quarter with a stinger on his right shoulder, but has since come back and, took over the game, really from the secondary perspective. 3rd and 2 for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen shotgun formation. But there appears there's a timeout No, it's going to the end of the 3rd quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering the 4th quarter of Sunday Night Football. Battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. 2 top 5 defenses in the NFL jockeying for position in the AFC wild card. Who will get that number 5 seed? And for the Bills' sake, they need to get a win here in order to keep pace with the New England Patriots in that AFC East race. If the Bills lose here, next week will most likely, it'll be do or die for an opportunity to keep their divisional hopes alive. With the Patriots winning earlier today, moving to 11-3, Buffalo sitting at 9-4. If Buffalo drops down to 9-5, it'll be extremely tough, and they'll need help to possibly win that division. Nick Noor puts $1.99 on it, says White is playing duck hunt. Absolutely. Is a very precarious sort of situation for Buffalo, now sitting in the 5 seed, having to play Pittsburgh tonight, who is surging, but now they do have momentum on their side, and now having to go next week playing on the road in Star Foxborough, taking on the Lalilulelo. So Buffalo's back is against the wall here. With Oakland losing and most likely officially being eliminated from the playoffs, Denver being eliminated from the playoffs, I believe. So right now it's only a 3-team race in the AFC, and the Colts most likely, it depends on what happens this Monday night, I believe. But from where we sit, it's really Tennessee, who lost earlier today, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. Buffalo has a 1-game lead on Tennessee. However, if Buffalo takes a loss here, or they still will have that 1-game lead because Tennessee fell today to the Houston Texans. And Pittsburgh, if they were to defeat Buffalo, they would jump to that 5 seed and Buffalo would drop to the 6. Percy Femer says, can the Steelers score at least 14 more with a turnover? Without a turnover. Oh, score at least 14 more without a turnover? Well, we'll have to find out. And thank you to all 130 who tuned in on the Hot Mic app. Listen, if you're watching on YouTube and you have not downloaded the Hot Mic app yet, do me a favor. Click those links I just put inside of the description. Oh, wait a minute now. Let me just get the right links. That was the other one. All right. Put that in the chat room right here. Download the app if you have not, because there's a little bit of a delay on YouTube. On Hot Mic, it's in real time. Handoff to Devlin Hodges, but it's not. Josh Allen falls forward at the 10. That should be enough for a first down. Mason Wilford puts $4.99 on it. Says, keep up the good work, homie. I appreciate you, brother. There's the spot. They're most likely going to bring out the chains to see if they indeed picked up that first down with 14:43 left to play in the game. We entered the 4th quarter, Pittsburgh leading 10-7. Pittsburgh has turned the football over on 3 different occasions. You had a fumble from Deontay Johnson following an interception from Steven Nelson. 2 picks from Tre'Davious White. Buffalo has also turned the football over twice. You had an INT from Steven Nelson and also a fumble recovery by Mike Hilton after a forced fumble from TJ Watt. This has been a very defensive game thus far. Josh Allen in the red zone this, I guess, in both seasons, 16 rush touchdowns, 14 pass touchdowns. So he is not afraid to use his legs, as you know. only behind Lamar Jackson this year in rush yards. Handoff to Frank Gore, trying to get outside. Great tackle by Joe Hayden, bringing him down for a gain of nothing. Makai Brown says, can you start putting a graphic that shows the score of the games? You know what? I'll have to do that. I'll get that up for you guys. I'll just put an amalgam of numbers on the side so you guys can see as the games, as the games go. Just slide it over. This is this team's score. This is this team's score. I got to get that for you guys. Trey Jackson says you didn't move the banner. I will move it. I'll try to move it after this drive here. I'll try to get it up there for you. Frank Gore, get another handoff. Running towards his right, goes nowhere. Taken down for another loss. This time a loss of 7. Devin Bush and TJ Watt on the stop. Samoyed Levitt said, hey, Android finally got it. Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in. Metal Pikachu 3500 says, Hayden used low sweep. It's super effective. Packers fan in Vegas. Buffalo can't block shit. You're absolutely right. They're struggling here. Mo asked, are you streaming the Saturday games? I will be doing one of the Saturday games. Actually, I think it's Saturday night. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the Saturday night game. Samuel says, I don't know if you saw earlier, but commentary suggesting pet of Jimmy Neutron Dallas Goddard. Haha, I see what you did there. Oscar, Chiseled Adonis is the face of the franchise for Hot Mic. Well, that's where we're at right now. I just got to make sure I can keep that momentum going, Currently right now, hey, we got a little bit of a milestone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the first broadcaster on Hot Mic to crack 1,000 followers. Give it up for yourself. We're currently sitting at 1,043. Milestone alert, the first one to crack 1,000. That is us. That is us live in Hold My Nugget Studios, and you are my employees. Or I should say my partners, not necessarily my employees, but yes. We are the first to break 1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already downloaded the Hot Mic app, do me one favor and download the app. We are the first to break 1,000. This is big news, as Big News Morgans would say in the One Piece universe. Let me get back into the chat room. And if you're watching on YouTube and you have not downloaded the Hot Mic app, here are the links in the comment section. 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line. Handoff once again. Great play by TJ Watt. Tackle for a loss in the backfield. Setting up 4th and goal, forcing Stephen Hauschka to come out and kick a field goal for the Buffalo Bills. Most likely this is a chip shot here, but who knows? It's any given Sunday. A football can be missed. We've seen it happen by Joey Sly. What a play by TJ Watt, man. What a play. This guy's a baller. I believe he's leading the league in quarterback hits. He's definitely top 5 in tackles for loss. And here comes out Stephen Hauschka for a 36-yard field goal. It's nothing more than an extra point with an addition of 3 yards. And here's the lineup. There's the kick. It's up, and it is good. As we have a tie game in the land of the catch-up live in Heinz Field, as the Pittsburgh Steelers are tied up with the Buffalo Bills. All right. This is great. This has been a great game, great defensive matchup between both teams. Very good defensive matchup. Currently in the fourth quarter right now, the lead game is tied up at 10 apiece. TJ wants 500,000 or 50,000 watts. You're damn right he does. He did not come out here to play. He said, hey, Ash, send out Pikachu. Use Volt Tackle. 90,000 watts, and that's exactly what he's doing. Just need one field goal drive in this game and also a drive that pins that defense deep, or I should say that offense deep. Now to, hold up to my promise to Trey Edmonds and get that Steelers banner up for him. Let me figure out the positioning, and I will try to get that up for you. I'll be back in just a little bit. All right. Let's see if we got the, there's the banner behind me. I couldn't see how it would set up. Oh, a little bit lower. Here we go. All right, now it's behind me. All right. This is good. Now here we are. There's the banner behind me. I got you, Trey Jackson. I told you I'm a man of my word. There it is. Oh, good Lord. Wow. Taha Amal puts 100 on it. Says, bruh, keep up the good work. You're funny as hell. Great commentator. I appreciate you, brother. Pass right out of the first drive caught by James Washington. Pickup of 2 yards. Sean Graham says, Chiseled Adonis, I don't think the Steelers are going to win this game multiple times. Big Nut says, Big Boy Nut says, stop spamming. And you're damn right. Don't spam, Sean. Don't spam. I'm going to have to put you in timeout, buddy. It's a little bit delayed, so you can't see it. So when you do, I'm going to make sure that you know that you spam. I'm going to have to put you in timeout. Here we go. Pass caught by James Conner. Makes one Buffalo Bill miss, but he's going to be tackled at the 20. Gain of nothing. And it's going to be 3rd and long. Levi Wright says, got that banner. Mo says, 10 out of 10 banner. Jeff says, are you being biased today? I'm never really biased. When am I ever biased? I'm just a fan of a team. I mean, when they're losing, I say that they're losing. And we are up to 27,000 likes on Hot Mic, up to 239 on YouTube. Devlin Hodges takes the snap, pass over the middle, caught by Nick Vanette. Is he going to pick up the first down? No, he's not. He's going to be tackled at the 30, but it's going to be short by 5 yards, and the punt unit is going to have to come out onto the field, and Buffalo will get the football back right after a very quick 3 and out. But for Pittsburgh, can they force Buffalo all the way back inside the 20? And can Buffalo go the length of a field on Pittsburgh without being gifted great field position? Both touchdowns that Buffalo has had have come off of sensational field position inside of Pittsburgh territory. They have yet to put points on the board traveling from their side of the field into Pittsburgh's side of the field. Jordan Berry, who earlier in the game kicked from 20 yards out, or made a 20-yard punt, thus resulting in Buffalo, going down the field and scoring. But now there's a flag on the play, possible encroachment. Pittsburgh celebrating. But turns out it was febile. As they call it on the Pittsburgh Steelers, a false start, and that's going to push them a little bit further back. There will not be an automatic first down for Pittsburgh. Take a look at the movement. There's some false start on the center right there. Center most definitely wiggled. He was playing the old crane game from Mario Party. When the person goes and wiggles, that's what he was playing. He was out there wiggling, because when you're wiggling the football, that's going to get other people to want to go and move. And you're not playing Mario Party. There's no stars at the end of this game. The only stars is a W. And the way you're playing right now, if you're out there wiggling, you can hinder your team from thus getting that play. There's the punt by Jordan Berry. Good boot. In pursuit, fair catch by Roberts at the 31-yard line. And once again, this has got to be the 5th time a team has started from the 35-yard line. Mr. GameCube puts 5 on it. Says, seeing TJ's celebration after that tackle, he might be a decent kicker. Certainly better than Nick Folk. Well, you might be right. But at the same time, I've never really been a big fan of that celebration, because you can mess around and tear a hamstring. Candace Leach, my entire family except my dad, grandfather, and myself. I guess this is in relation towards something. Jeff said today, meaning during this commentary. No, I mean, I've called it down the middle. Life like steak 17 says, Adonis, UTLC. Have I seen TLC? No, I have not. I haven't seen a lick of what happened. So I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune in tomorrow. I see guys are talking about what could possibly happen in the main event. Yeah, this is the point where spoilers end up happening. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that. All right, I'll see you in the morning when I watch it all the way back. False start was weird. Well, no, it was definitely a false start, for sure, because he wiggled the football, and when you're out there wiggling the football, it's gonna be on you. HP Tsunami says, first time watching this live. Keep it up, bro. You're funny as hell. I appreciate that. Hey, HP, since it's your first time tuning in, if you got an iPhone or you got an Android, do me a favor. Download the Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. It's absolutely free. You can watch me in real time. By the time you're hearing this, it's already been 2 minutes, all right, because YouTube is delayed by a ton. Hot Mic, it's in real time. You're catching it as things are going. There's no delay there. So, tune in on the Hot Mic app rather than here on YouTube. But if you must tune in on YouTube, then you can tune in here. Hey, you can still download the Hot Mic app, get it on your phone, use the promo code Adonis, but still, watch here on YouTube in the chat room and then also on Hot Mic, so you can interact with both chat rooms. You got a couple of people who are actually going both back and forth between both apps. Currently, Hobo Steve, the score is 10 apiece. And they just played Renegade inside Pittsburgh, so the house is going crazy. And take a look at all those Buffalo Bills fans. There's a lot of blue that's in there, but Pittsburgh is fired up because that defense takes the field. You can feel it inside of your soul. You see the flags are spinning. I'd bring down my terrible towel, but it's actually planted on my ceiling. I got to go buy another one. Reggie96 says, Adonis, would you rather have a big physical receiver or a small, quick one? Be quite honest with you, I probably would have a small, quick one because the NFL has since changed. Small and quick always wins, and they're much more versatile. Josh Allen takes the snap. Here comes the blitz, looking to go deep down the left-hand side. Caught by John Brown on Steven Nelson, all over him, and there's a flag on the play. Most likely going to be defensive pass interference. Is good enough for a big-time Buffalo Bills first down. The blitz was coming. The pass rush was definitely on the way, but it's enough for a it's enough for a Buffalo Bills big-time first down. Pass interference on the defense, it's going to be declined. Huge pickup by John Brown. Remember what I mentioned earlier in the game. John Brown absolutely rubbed his nutsack on the Pittsburgh Steelers the last time he was playing in Heinz Field with the Baltimore Ravens. Straight up route on Steven Nelson, who never turned around for the football until the last second. Absolutely got beat. The pass rush was coming, but it was not fast enough. Big time pickup for Buffalo. They're now at the 30-yard line after about a 49-yard, pickup. Once again going towards the end zone. Nearly intercepted by Steven Nelson on this time around. As they went back for this matchup once again, these guys are working against each other today. That could have possibly been intercepted. Great play by John Brown, taking away that right arm of Steven Nelson to possibly aid in him intercepting this pass. 10-10 is your score. 9:33 left to play in the game. All right, 30-yard line is for Buffalo. Handoff to Devin Singletary. Looking to get outside. Finds a seam. Picks up a Buffalo first down to the 15-yard line. And Buffalo is in business. 9:26 left to play in the game. Take a look at the run here. A stretch towards the outside. Look at the pulling guard. A couple of blocks. Oh, great blocks as he'd get outside to the next level. Missed tackle by Vince Williams. Great block by McKenzie on Joe Hayden. These guys will get after you. Devin Singletary, who ran for 89 yards last week against Baltimore, has 18 carries for 87 yards against Pittsburgh tonight. And here's another carry, reversing field. Oh, my Lord. Takes the ankles of Bud Dupree. But he fumbled on the play. It appears that Buffalo probably did maintain possession as John Brown fell back onto the football. My Lord. Did you see what just happened to Bud Dupree? Bud Dupree's ankles. Tyson Alualu whiffed the strip. Indeed, that was a forced fumble. But great Johnny on the spot by John Brown. You know what? Kind of hard to call, but hell of a play. Hell of a play by Devin Singletary. Pickup of one. Pittsburgh wants that football. They're getting after the Buffalo running backs. TJ Singh says Heinz Field has become a Butterfingers factory. You're damn right. 2nd and 9 from the 14-yard line. Josh Allen takes the snap, pass, batted down. Who else? Tyson Alualu right there, bringing the pressure. The football either hit somebody in the back of the head or he was able to find a way to swat that down. 8 minutes left to play. There's Alualu pushing all the way through, gets those hands up, and is able to bat the football back down. And ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned in to the Hot Mic app. If you're watching on YouTube and you're not, tuned in, do me a favor, download the Hot Mic app, use the promo code Adonis. It's absolutely free. We had 700 plus with just iPhones. Let's match that same number with the Android. Pass into the end zone, caught wide open is Croft for the Buffalo Bills touchdown. They take a 16-10 lead with under 8 minutes left to play, 7:55 to be exact. 6 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes and 8 seconds as Sean McDermott takes time to praise the Lord. And the Pittsburgh Steelers once again face a deficit after taking a lead in the early third quarter. Let's take a look at what happened. He runs a simple corner route. Pittsburgh inside of running a simple zone, and it appeared that Terrell Edmonds' eyes were just for decoration. He was caught looking in the backfield, not really paying attention to his zone, and missed Croft, who simply cut outside right in front of him. There's Hauska for the extra point, kicks it through the uprights. It's good. 17-10 lead in favor of the Buffalo Bills. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, now you have to figure out a way to regroup after comfortably having the lead for majority of the second quarter of the second half. Here you are facing a deficit down by a touchdown, where Buffalo for the first time today go out of their own territory 70 yards down the field in order to find the end zone. Big play on the drive, the 50-yard bomb from Josh Allen to John Brown. Packers fan in Vegas says Josh Allen ballin'. Net Strike says Buffalo get the tables. Slevin says, what do you think should be the Steelers' approach on the next drive? I would say not necessarily take a shot. You can definitely continue to try to run the football with James Conner. You've seen it worked. But I would probably either go out there, run a screen on second down, but not first. On first, I probably might just run one of those play action fakes and then hit a tight end. Lawrence says Edmonds was lost in coverage. Absolutely he was. And that is entirely on him because he's supposed to have that thirds outside sort of situation. Jeff says, what's the promo code for? Well, that's the sign-up code. You use it to sign up. Taylor says, I don't get why the Ravens didn't re-sign John Brown, but with tonight he's over 1,000 yards. First time since 2015. Yes, indeed, the first time since 2015 when Carson Palmer was his quarterback. Josh B says, protect the duck. You're absolutely right. Candace Leach says he probably saw ghosts, or maybe he was looking at, his brothers on the sideline. Now Pittsburgh's back against the wall. Joe Blow says, when was the last time Edmonds made a play playing deep safety? I'll wait. Hell, I'd love to tell you, but I have no clue. Gene Rodriguez says, Twitter world. You're damn right. Let me go check what's going on in Twitter world. All right. Bitter Samurai says, enough from the clown. Bean says, imagine Antonio Clown as a coach. I guess Antonio Brown might have said something about wanting to go into coaching, or maybe. Let me go over to Antonio Brown's Twitter feed, see what he got going on over there. Smell the Roses, go to his YouTube channel. Oh, I guess he must have a new YouTube, video up. As Pittsburgh takes the kick to the 23-yard line. Tyson says Josh Norman, Malcolm Butler, and Marcus Peters are elite. Ha, that's hilarious. The only person who can really make an argument is probably Marcus Peters, but solely off of his, turnover margin alone. Anybody watching games would know that Marcus Peters is not it. He's an individual who's a very opportunistic corner. If you don't watch games and you just look at statistics, you would think this man is one of the greatest corners of all time because he's on pace to end his career with like 70 or 80 interceptions. Like, it's ridiculous. But he's not really that great of a cover corner. What a catch by James Washington. No, they say it's incomplete. The ball touched the ground. King Aries says, hey, CA, if you had to pick an MVP for every team, who would they be? All right, see, that's a lot. Picking a team for every team, that's a lot. A part-time anime crusader says, who is AB going to if he gets re-signed? Well, this year he ain't getting re-signed for sure. Next year, who knows how that'll play out, because that's all that all depends on how he acts throughout the offseason. Because from the way he's acting right now, it's way too dangerous to hire this man. Everything is public. Everything's out in the open. Everything's a problem. Devlin Hodges could not connect with James Conner. He's starting to feel the pressure. You can see he's not feeling very comfortable. 3rd and 10 situation for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dylan Dunn says, missed your response on the Saints after getting the 1 seed. I'm happy for him. Bean says, if you had to pick two favorite teams, who would it be? Well, as I said before, Pittsburgh, that's my team, and my other team when I was younger and I liked 2 teams, it was Carolina, solely because of Jake Delhomme and Steve Smith. So I'd say Pittsburgh and Carolina, but if I couldn't pick Pittsburgh, it'd most likely be New Orleans, because when Reggie Bush got drafted there, I love that team. Micah Hyde making a play on Devlin Hodges. No, he cannot, as Hodges throws the football away, and they're going to be forced to punt after an extremely fast 3-and-out. They got the football back with about a 7 minutes and 40 seconds or so. 7 minutes and about 49 or something like that. This is only about a 13-second drive. Micah Hyde, very smart, doesn't over-pursue. Great play by Micah Hyde here. May have gotten his ankles taken by James Conner earlier on, but that's a hell of a play right there. Jordan Berry has got to make a big-time punt here for the Pittsburgh Steelers' sake, but for Buffalo, all momentum on their side. Hulize has said, I had to step away, Adonis. What's your thoughts on my last tweet? Let me go find what Hulize had to say as the ball is fielded inside the 25-yard line. WWE. Oh, yes. Well, I haven't had an opportunity to see it, so when I see it tomorrow, I'll have my opinion there. But playoff situation for the Buffalo Bills. They can clinch a playoff berth with winning any of their final 3 games. All right, Pittsburgh has to win 2 of their final 3. Next week, they play the Jets on the road, and week 17, they play the Baltimore Ravens. So for Buffalo, only 1 win. For Pittsburgh, 2 of 3. So both teams are pretty much control their destiny. Here we go. Going in motion, and a handoff to Devin Singletary. Anthony Chickillo comes around, a pickup of nada. Amir Singh says, when Hot Mic's finally on Android and you can sync my telly instead of using YouTube, this is a game changer. Thank you so much for tuning in. King Aries says, what's my pick for album of the decade? I don't really listen to music like that, so I could not tell you. Mass Spec 9 says Ravens going to rest in week 17. There's no guarantee. There is no guarantee. Here we go. 2nd and 10. It's all dependent on what happens next week. Handoff to Montgomery, gain of nothing. JJN We Ghost says so many fumbles this game. Think there'll be another? There's a possibility. And shout out to everybody who's tuned in on the Hot Mic app. We're currently up to 1,067 followers. And I appreciate you guys for making that happen. If you have not followed and downloaded the Hot Mic app, do me a favor and follow me. If you're watching currently, all 100 plus of you guys, if you have not followed me on Hot Mic, consider following. 3rd and 10. Josh Allen takes the snap. He's going to take off running. In pursuit is TJ Watt. Attempting to punch the football out. He protects the football. TJ could not get the punch. Devin Bush brings him down, and Buffalo will be forced to punt. Sean Graham is spamming once again, and hey, you missed your mark, and here comes you going into timeout, buddy. Tim Harris says, quit spamming. You're damn right. Here we go. William says, if the Ravens win next week or Chiefs lose, then Ravens will have the first round bye. No, if the Ravens win, then they have it by they over. I think, yeah, next week if they win, then they pretty much clinch it. Because the Chiefs did beat the Ravens, so yeah, it's entirely cognizant on the Chiefs. Slevin says, who would you want the Steelers to face when they make the playoffs? Anybody. Oh, I guess they were giving an update on possibly if Ben Roethlisberger could return this season. Turns out he says he's growing his beard until he can use his throwing hand. So as far as we're concerned, he's not fixing to be able to throw, and we will not see him this season. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. 5:13 left to play. Duck takes the snap. Looking right. He connects with Deontay Johnson. He gets out of bounds after a pickup of about 5. 2nd down for the Steelers. Memphis boss. TJ tried to punch Josh in the balls. Well, he went to go punch the ball. Yeah. So. 18 of Devlin Hodges' pass attempts have come within 0 to 10 yards. What does that mean? They do not want this man throwing the football deep for some apparent reason. 2nd and 6. Remember, Duck can use his feet here. Takes the snap, looking to go short. Rolling back towards his left. Connects with Deontay Johnson. Makes a couple of Bills miss. Picks up a Steelers first down. 4:28 left to play. Buffalo leading 17-10. Iconic Sensitive says, how come you didn't cover the Chiefs game? I'm doing the commentary earlier. That's why. There is the first down for Pittsburgh. Random Trainer X says, which team surprised me today? Dallas. Dallas surprised me today. 1st and 10, under 4 minutes left to play. Duck takes the snap, looks towards his right, connects with Nick Vanette, pickup of about 7 yards, setting up 2nd and 3. He does indeed get out of bounds. That will stop the clock. 3:50 left to play in the 4th quarter. Supreme Kai says Big Ben looks like a soup kitchen manager. Reggie 96 says Big Ben looks like he's got a job bouncing at a club. 2nd and 3. Kane going in motion. Duck in shotgun formation. I'd like to see a run here. Indeed, we do get one. As Jalen Samuels would pick up nothing. Or they're maybe going to say it's a 3rd and 2 situation. Big Ben looking perplexed on the sideline. There's Taylor over here making a play for the Buffalo Bills. Getting the best of Marquise Pouncey. 3rd and 1 situation for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jalen Samuels still in the game. No James Conner. There's Washington going in motion. But there's a timeout coming in from Pittsburgh. And now both teams would remain with 2 timeouts. 3:10 left to play in the 4th quarter. The Buffalo Bills leading 17-10. KXI asked, what's my opinion on the NFC East playoff contenders? Because even as a Cowboys fan, I want the NFC East banned. The Eagles will make the playoffs, and then they will lose at home against San Francisco. Shamir says, Steelers fan, I can't wait for James Conner to come back. Steelers, don't run him in the clutch. Aha. Packers fan in Vegas says, I look forward to his commentary more than the games. No BS. I appreciate that. Desmond Edmonds says there should be a quack every time Hodges throws the ball. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Dander Snowfall says Buffalo wing Crips. 3rd and 1 situation. You don't see a run. Devlin Hodges going deep. He has James Washington with the catch inside the 30, beating Johnson. What a catch, what a pass. 3rd and 1, Tomlin talking to Tre'Davious White like, hey, I know y'all done fucked up, right? 1st down for the Pittsburgh Steelers coming from the slot. James Washington one-on-one with Johnson. Just beats him there. What a play. What a play. On 3rd and 1, Pittsburgh, knowing it's 4-down territory, goes down the field, takes a shot, as they should. Washington on the day, 5 catches, 83 yards. Shotgun formation once again for Pittsburgh. But there's a flag down, a delay of game on Pittsburgh. That's going to back them up by 5. With 3:02 left to play, Buffalo leading 17-10 in Heinz Field. Great play we just saw from James Washington. Connection from Devlin Hodges. Great pass, great catch. Buffalo leading by 7, currently holding on to the 5 seed while Pittsburgh has the 6. 1st and 15 from the 31-yard line. Amir says beating Johnson. Pause. That's hilarious. I didn't even peep. Devlin Hodges takes the snap. Here comes the pass rush. Steps back into the pocket. Throws it over the middle. It's dropped. Dropped by, I believe that is Jones. 2nd and 15 situation. We have now broken the 3-minute barrier. We are at 2:59 left to play. Pittsburgh facing a deficit at home, wearing the color rush on Sunday Night Football. He's asking himself on the sideline, what happened to my hands? 2nd and 15, shotgun formation. Jalen Samuels in the game. Hodges takes the snap. Here comes the pass rush. Steps up in the pocket. Tries to take off. Cannot escape. He's going to be stopped for a sack at the 36-yard line. Taken down by Phillips. Even a 3rd and longer sort of situation. 3rd and 20. Simple zone here for the Bills defense. They did not allow anybody to get any deeper than them. Pause. 3rd and 20. Hodges takes the snap. Has some time. Dumps it over the middle. It's caught by Nick Vannett. Tries to break a couple of tackles. He's going to be stopped after a pickup of about 13, setting up a 4th and 7 situation. And there's a Buffalo Bill who is down as we go to the 2-minute warning. The final act of the game. Sly Bender says should have signed Colin Kaepernick. At least he can run. Why would you sign a quarterback when the quarterback you're starting is 3-0? That makes no sense. Kai says, if you don't mind, can you do the Cowboys, them boys funny? Well, unless the moment comes up. There's no moment to do it right now. Mass Spec says Switzer is missed in the slot. Well, not necessarily. Desmond Edmonds says Phillips looked like he almost pulled a hammy. You're damn right he did. Him and TJ Watt mess around and both pulled their hamstrings. That'd be wild. JJNW's Ghost says 4th down. Mo says, will they go for it on 4th down? Of course, you have to. Packers fan says they got to do it. Desmond Edmonds says no doubt. Sasquatch says go for it. Candace says wonder if they're going to go for it. They have to. Kicking a field goal with only two timeouts remaining means that you need your defense to get 1 stop. I'm not sure if I would much rather go for it on 4th down, fail on the 4th down because that saves me a little bit more time. And you force Buffalo to have to go, you're in the same position. Why not? Your offense is already on the field. Why not? Johnson out of the game right now. 4th and 7 situation for Pittsburgh after a pickup of 13 yards. Buffalo an opportunity to get to 10 wins for the second time in 3 years. Sean McDermott, classmates and teammates with Mike Tomlin in college at William & Mary. A chance to clinch an opportunity to go to the playoffs. With a win, Buffalo does clinch their playoff berth. 4th and 7 situation, offense still on the field. James Conner has checked in. Edmonds putting his hands up, calling for the crowd to get into it. Although he's on the Buffalo Bills. K-Dub Woken says, if Hodges is a better QB than Cap, then you don't know football. If you think Hodges is a better QB than Cap, then you don't know football. Well, why would I bring in a QB who doesn't know the system, who been through, who ain't been through training camp? You stick with the guys who've been there for a while. You don't just call in a QB and just throw him in there to start. That's kind of foolish. And what does that say for the guys that you have in your locker room? You don't trust the people you've been grooming? Quarterback ain't one of those positions you could just grab somebody and just put them in and plug and play. There's a system that you run. You can't just change everything in 1 week of practice. This isn't Madden. Nobody's saying that Cap isn't better than Hodges, but Cap ain't playing 3 years. It'd be foolish to go and hire somebody when you got somebody who you felt as if you had some faith in going throughout the season. There's a reason why they retained him on the practice squad. Fourth and 7 situation for Pittsburgh. Game pretty much, well, not necessarily entirely on the line here, but we will see. 4th and 7 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They cannot afford to allow themselves to get an incompletion here. And in comes a timeout from Buffalo. Style Bender says, Duck is a bum. Well, all right. Still 2 minutes left to play. Buffalo leading 17-10. Let's go take a look at Twitter world. Yang Vang says, wait, why aren't you watching the game? Why are you watching this game, Nick Folk? I don't care if you're a Patriot. Put your head back down. Black Ice sent me a clip of Lizzo getting on the oh my lord, she jumped on the table. I don't think that's Lizzo. Matter. 4th and 7. Tyson says thoughts on the Saints in the second. Thoughts on the Saints on the second we spot. I don't know what that means, but the Saints are the number 1 seed right now. 4th and 7. Here we go. All right. 1 timeout remaining for Buffalo. This is actually favorable for Pittsburgh if they cannot convert. Duck takes the snap. Here comes the pass rush. Gets rid of the football. Going end zone pass. Incomplete. It's intercepted by Jordan Poyer in the end zone. 1:54 left to play. 1 timeout remaining for Buffalo. 4th turnover on the day for Pittsburgh. The ball will be taken out to the 20-yard line. But the defense does have a chance here. 1 first down will most likely end it for the game. There was the pass there was the route across for James Washington. But he threw it early into the end zone as it would fall incomplete. And incomplete to his receiver, but intercepted. He had a chance with James Washington, but did not look his direction. He looked one way the entire way, and it was intercepted. Sean McDermott takes the time to praise the Lord. There's the handoff to Frank Gore, pickup of about 4 yards. Timeout coming from the Steelers sideline, in need of 2 stops in order to keep this game's chances alive. 4 turnovers on the day for Pittsburgh. We've seen 2 turnovers on the day for Buffalo. Adonis says, why would he throw for a TD? Literally needed 3 yards. It was 4th and 7. And there must have been a certain sort of route selection. It wasn't the best pass. He could have stayed a little bit more patient, looked towards his right, and found James Washington. But, of course, he is an undrafted, rookie quarterback. So, you go out there, you make mistakes. It hasn't necessarily been his best game. When he's tried to go deep, he's found the ball in the hands of the opposing team. 2nd and 6 situation. Handoff once again to Frank Gore. Pickup of 2 yards. Final timeout coming from Pittsburgh. If they can get a stop here on 3rd down, they'd have a chance to get the football back with a minute left to play. Poyer got back there, great coverage, was able to get his hands on the football. Great play by that defense. Reggie96 says, Duck out here looking like vintage Eli Manning. Hey, you ain't lying. 3rd and 4 situation. Game on the line for Pittsburgh here. They must get a stop. If they jump off sides, this game is over. There's the handoff, and there's the stop. Pittsburgh does force the stop, but there's a flag on the play. And the flag will stop the clock. Alu getting up. See what the flag is for. Holding on the offense. That penalty will be declined. Pittsburgh will get the football back. They did not have a timeout, but it appears that they had a benefit of the flag. Inside 2 minutes does indeed stop the clock, and they have an opportunity to get the football back with no timeouts and 1:40 left to play. Deontay Johnson cannot afford to put the football on the ground. We've seen him fumble twice today. Buffalo out to punt the ball back to Pittsburgh, whose offense has an opportunity to have new life. There's the snap. Fair catch must be called by Johnson. It's not. The kick takes a bounce forward, and it's most likely going to be fielded at the 43-yard line. A favorable bounce for the Steelers, who only have to go 57 yards to get into the end zone. The Duck has an opportunity to make up for the 3 INTs that he's thrown today. Coming onto the field from Samford, shattering records in his conference. Undrafted free agent signed by Pittsburgh, 3-0 as a starter for the Steelers. Has an opportunity to right his wrongs. Takes the snap. Gets rid of the football, connects with James Conner, who is there is a face mask that should be called on the play that does not get called. 2nd down. Oh no, there is indeed a flag on the play. And that will move Pittsburgh into Buffalo territory. Good Lord. Talk about trying to take a man's helmet off. That looked like the old Night Train Lane necktie. Syduck is on the field. There was laundry on the field. 1st and 22, 1st and 10, 1:22 left to play in the game. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. Buffalo leads 17-10. From the 37-yard line, Duck in the shotgun formation, trips to his right, takes the snap, dumps the football off to Nick Vannett. He's able to pick up about 8 yards, but the clock is still moving. 2nd and short. Duck pointing, looking as if he wants to clock it. That would not be something smart. You don't want to waste it down. He's speaking to the offense, letting them know, hey, this is what I want to run. There'd be a jump. Duck throws the ball. It would be intercepted by Hyde, but it appears this could possibly be a false start on Villanueva, or maybe an offsides sort of situation. The call is we're waiting to see what the referee will say. He's not moving. He's not doing any sort of, okay, he's talking, but nobody can hear him. False start on Villanueva. That's going to push them back. And there will be a 10-second runoff. That'll probably put it at 51. There should be 51 seconds rather than 101. There it is right there. Pittsburgh at the line, 2nd and 7 sort of situation. Candace said they have no timeouts remaining. No timeouts remaining for Pittsburgh. 51 seconds left to play from the 34-yard line. Hodges takes the snap, goes deep. The pass incomplete in the direction of James Washington, setting up 3rd and 7, 44 seconds left to play. Dangerous pass looking for Washington. Poyer was in the area once again. Could have possibly came away with an INT again. There was a slight movement in Villanueva's leg that led to that, a false start. 44 seconds left to play. It's obviously 4-down territory for Pittsburgh. No timeouts remaining. Trailing Buffalo 17-10. Jones in motion. Hodges takes the snap, looking towards his right, connects with Deontay Johnson. It's caught for the first down and gets out of bounds. 39 seconds left to play, moving the chains. A new chance for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1st and 10 in Buffalo territory. They needed 7. He's able to go and get 8. And that would advance the ball to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, 39 seconds left to play for Pittsburgh. Down by 7, no timeouts remaining. What's going on, CJ Hillard? Thank you for tuning in. If you have not already, download the Hot Mic app. Devlin Hodges tries to step up in the pocket. He's sacked by Phillips. They can't afford to take a sack. They have no time. They must spike the ball here. Tomlin calling for them to clock it. Devlin Hodges still calling for plays to happen. Washington running to the other side. This is signs of a young quarterback. Rather than spiking the football, he's looking to run another play. Hodges still stepping up in the pocket. Now he's looking as if he could possibly take off. Throws it into the end zone. Intercepted by Buffalo, and that's going to do it. As the Buffalo Bills walk into Heinz Field, and they're going to walk out with the W. Devlin Hodges not spiking the ball after being sacked. He would rather elect to try to go for it. He'd send Washington one-on-one, throw it into triple coverage, intercepted by the Buffalo Bills. And with this win, they will clinch a playoff spot. And Pittsburgh, although they did lose, they will still maintain the 6th seed as Tennessee lost earlier today to Houston. Devlin Hodges launching the ball into the end zone, double coverage. Great play by the Buffalo Bills. Very good job. Both defenses came to play. 17-10 was a great prediction. Sean McDermott gets a W over his former teammate. Devlin Hodges, 4 INTs in Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh takes an L in the Color Rush, and the Buffalo Bills have clinched a playoff spot, as won 10 games for the second time in 3 years, and Pittsburgh falls on Sunday Night Football, and they clinch a playoff berth in their first 10-win season since 1999. Turns out they went to the playoffs at 9-7 2 years ago. But hell of a game. Mike Tomlin defeated by his underclassmen when he was in college. Josh Allen, big time win on prime time. TJ Watt salty. What a game. What a defensive game. Both defenses came to play, but Pittsburgh ultimately leaving with the L, and the Buffalo Bills walked into Heinz Field. There's Mason Rudolph, who looked as if he just got hit with a helmet. Devlin Hodges upset at his performance. Both Steelers quarterbacks have thrown 4 INT games thus far this season in prime time. It seems as if there's only one elder brother who will have one Edmonds brother who has an opportunity to talk trash at, Christmas, gathering of the family. Hell of a football game, but the Buffalo Bills walk into Heinz Field and tell the Pittsburgh Steelers and all Pittsburgh Steelers fans to take out their Metro cards and get aboard the L train. But it appears that the playoff hopes are, cemented for the Buffalo Bills. And what does that now mean? This not only puts Pittsburgh in a situation where it is now a two-team race between Pittsburgh and also Tennessee. Oakland needs a whole lot of help in order to possibly make the playoffs. Denver, I believe they are definitely knocked out now. So for Tennessee, they are still on the outside looking in, currently sitting at the 7th seed. Pittsburgh is still sitting at the 6th seed. Pittsburgh has to win 2 of their final 3. Well, now they have to win their final 2 because they still do control their destiny next week playing against the New York Jets in MetLife Stadium. I will be there. And then they'll close out their season at Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. And the Tennessee Titans, they have a game next week. I cannot recall who it is against, but they are playing against the Houston Texans to close out their season in week 17. And most likely that game will cement who the hell, represents the AFC South in the playoffs. Tennessee is playing against New Orleans next week. So this all comes down to if Pittsburgh is able to win next week against the Jets and New Orleans is able to beat Tennessee, I think that would pretty much give Pittsburgh a clinch spot into an opportunity to get into the wild card. However, for tonight, that is not the case because once again, they'll have to take out their Metro cards and get aboard that L train. And let's just go down the list, give the little shout outs before I got to go and do my post game, analysis of what happened. But everybody who had tuned into Hot Mic, I appreciate every single one of you. Everybody in Twitter world, thank you guys. YouTube land, I appreciate you guys. If you have not watched the premiere for the commentary, it is up already. I believe it's it's on Facebook. It's on wow, it's already got 30,000 views on Facebook. That's ridiculous. It's only been uploaded for like 2 hours. That's crazy. But yeah, it's up on Facebook. It's up on Instagram. It is up on YouTube. So feel free to go and tune in if you have not already. But once again, the Pittsburgh Steelers getting aboard that L train. Let's do the shout outs. We'll start with Hot Mike, Sasquatch, Andrew, Candace, Y Diggy. And this is the second time I've put up my banner and pretty much cheered on my Steelers in prime time while going on Hot Mike and we've lost. Perhaps I shouldn't cover their games. Whatever the case may be, I'm not superstitious. They go out there, you take an L, you got to take your L like a man. All right, Life Like Steak 17. I'm already on to Meth Life and the New York Jets, but big time win for Buffalo Wild Wings. Jeff, shout out to you. Candace, Apex, Reggie 96, Shavang, William, Desmond Edmond, Josh Opshaw, Nazmeek, Wentz to Philly, Samuel, Casa Major, Mo, as always, Tony Zimmerman, Elijah Gregory, Apex, Tevin Childs. All right, in YouTube land, Banshee, David Kratz, Tyler, Tim Harris, Yang Vang, May Mula, Ghostface 79, Tommy Brown, Spirit DJ, Levi Wright, Tyler Costello, Details, Manuel, Juan, The Rake, Stylebender, won't beat the Texans. They're going to get the Steelers aren't playing the Texans. What are you talking about? Who is this guy? DJ Spirit DJ says go Pack go. Jason Williams, Brock, the comic genius YT, Heat Boy, go Heat as well. Packers fan in Vegas, what's going on? Shahir, Daniel, Lawrence, Darian, the token one. Fuzzy Fuzznuts. Fourth Hokage, Netstrike, Toast, Random Trainer X, Tommy Brown, Big Boy Nut, Charity Brown, Oscar MP, Chris Levin, Torrance Banks, ZD, David Williams, Zachary Cunningham, White Mex 98, Zay, Dander Snowfall, Amir Singh, Dominic Covelli, Dakari Evans, Dom Ham, I think that's everybody. Yeah, Vaughn Hogan, Jalen Rhodes, Roy Boggs, Jakari Hines, JJNW's Ghost, Pablo Mendoza, R. Potter, Chris McCoy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everybody. Yeah, Tyler Johnson, Desmond Edmond. I think that's pretty much everybody. Roy Boggs, and yeah, that should be everybody. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in to Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2019 NFL Week 15 Sunday Night Football primetime game highlight commentary live in Heinz Field as the Pittsburgh Steelers fell to the Buffalo Bills 17-10. Stay tuned. The primetime commentary will be released on Tuesday. Looking forward to the game tomorrow between the Colts and I'm forgetting who the Colts are playing. The Colts and good Lord, my mind is blank. But yeah, I know the Colts are playing. But yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow's game. I will be going live once again here in Hold My Nugget Studios. But my Pittsburgh Steelers took an L tonight, and regardless, you bounce back next week. It's another opportunity. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna have my post-game Steelers reaction up in about 20 minutes or so. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you have not already tuned into the commentary, do me a favor, go over to the YouTube channel and then tune in after the stream. You guys have a good night.